Right. So, welcome back. This is session number 4. This is the third day of our adventure. Just want to remind everybody that I decided to grant everybody inspiration for today's session because the role playing is getting really good. We're getting much more character development from everybody. It's been really fun to see you bring your characters to life. So for today's session, I'm granting everybody inspiration, which is a +2 bonus to one of your rolls. You just need to tell me in advance when you're going to do that. That's the only thing I need to say before we get started. But just to recap from where we were last week, the party is investigating a series of murders in the central Virlinian mining town of Rakxe, a city known for its tin mines and salty, insular reputation. And while searching the town, the party fought some creepy skeletal hands that popped out of the ground, as well as some bushes that sprung to life. They've met a raft of interesting people in the city, including several beggars, a gruff innkeeper, a very tall tailor, the rector of the local monastery, a couple of guards, and they're now currently looking to speak to a dwarf named Tommik, who's the town gossip, to see if they can discover more of what's been happening in Rakxe. So in this moment, Boo, Sibo, and Nyx are together. It's around 11:30 in the morning, and Simon is currently resting, doing a short rest in the inn. And so Simon probably needs about 1 more hour before he wakes up from his short rest. And so the 3 other members of the party have just left Emmeren's tailor shop, and they're having a discussion about how to find Tommik, because he doesn't seem to be walking in the place that Emmeren pointed out to the party where he normally takes his walks. So I'll let you pick it up from there, and that's where we are.
So I guess we just keep trying to look for Tommik.
And he might be at the inn to take his lunch, and Simon's there too. Maybe we could head back there?
Sure.
Sibo?
Sounds good.
All right. We head back to the inn.
Okay, so the 3 of you head back to the inn. It's almost around noon. And you see they're starting to grow a lunchtime crowd. See a couple of people that you've never seen before having lunch by themselves or talking. Lots of folks have those blue charms or garlic hanging around their neck. You don't seem to notice any particular dwarf wearing a white coat, as Emmeren had described, but you do see Rukavinta, the innkeeper, Yelisa, the blonde-haired harpist from the other night, and Oaken, one of the stewards that you met the other day.
Oh, are we going to stay another night here?
I guess. I mean, this seems like it might take more than just like a day to fit.
Yeah, it does.
So we should probably increase that by maybe like a day or 2.
Let's do 2 to be safe. Because we don't want to be worrying about a place to sleep if we're worrying about all these murders.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Right,
Okay, should we go and ask the innkeeper like how much it would cost for 2 more nights?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get the attention of Rukavinta. She said, gladly, you can stay another 2 nights. I'll give you the same discount, so it's going to be 8 gold for the whole group for tonight. And then if you want to stay tomorrow night, that's another 8 gold, so 16 total. And I think your friend is still upstairs, by the way.
Yes, he is.
So, do you want to pay now, or you want to get something to eat? We're about to fix lunch.
Nah, we should probably head out and still find the dude we're trying to find.
But I'll pay for the rooms for the next 2 nights.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll glad to do business with you. And
Thank you.
she takes your money and just turns around and walks back to the kitchen area.
Cool.
Okay,
You've got a place to stay.
Where should
Places
we go next?
I mean, I don't know. He'd either be eating here, or like, Is there? Have Nyx's human friends already left? Are they gone? Or are they still somewhere in room? The people she played cards with.
Oh, you don't see them.
Okay.
Yeah, Tennyson, you don't see them.
Dang it. Well, while we're waiting for Tommik, I mean, if the point is to get information, is there anywhere else we could get info?
Should we sit down, maybe order a drink, or maybe a meal?
We just said no to her proposition of lunch. I would feel really weird if right after I denied her us having lunch to then proceed to have lunch.
But you
Yeah,
know, you
that
can
would be
always
weird.
change your mind. You
I
know,
mean-
1 second you were not hungry, and the other second you can be hungry. So, you know, stomach can be fickle.
I mean, we did just say no, and we're immediately now gonna sit down and eat her food that we just said no to.
We could go up and check on Simon.
When we were in Italy, we did that so many times where we were like, we don't want to eat, and then change the mind, we're gonna come back and eat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
That's because we had to scope things out just to see who had the good food.
Well, this is like the food.
So, is everybody hungry? Is my question.
I could eat.
Do I roll
Well-
for hunger?
You don't have to roll for hunger. You can just roleplay it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess I could eat. Sure.
Okay.
Alright. Nyx is
We're
going
gonna
to
sit
head
down.
over and find, as the party sits down, Nyx heads over to find Rugavinta and says, "We changed our mind. If we could have 3 lunches, please?"
She kind of gives you a harumph. And says, fine. I'll get you your lunch. Just sit here.
Thank you.
She's shaking her head, like, miserably, like, the adventurers.
Or
it sounds like
Well,
really
We have food now.
we do have food now.
Yeah, and she gets money from it. So what's up?
And she just got 16 gold, so she shouldn't
Yeah,
be complaining too much.
fair enough.
Okay,
So
so I've
does that mean we pay? So do we already pay her, or are we going to pay for the stay?
I already paid for our rooms, which I would appreciate being refunded for, at least in some fashion.
Yeah, we'll split it up once Simon gets back.
Okay.
Split up the cost.
Okay.
So the room is set. It's just the food, and we'll probably pay for that when she gets back with the food.
Okay.
So I've been thinking a lot of things, and one of the things that I've been thinking about is I'm wondering if the bodies of the guards had any sign of like vicious attack or battle, because if yes, then that would mean that the Red Angels who killed the guards don't have anything to do with the skeletons or other things, because those are all magic. And so that would help like dissociate the skeleton issue from the Red Angels killings, which would mean we have 2 murders to scout out, or 2 like things to uncover. And also, perhaps look, that doll. I think it was when that doll fell on the ground that it activated those skeleton hands. So maybe if we could borrow the doll, because I think Simon picked it up. If we could take that doll, we could test it and see if it does anything again. I don't know what that would bring us, but it would mean that doll is somehow magical or inspires an attack of skeleton hands.
That's a good point, but what if it was just like a one-time thing that the doll was like enchanted with magic, and then after it, like served its purpose, it doesn't have any magical properties?
True. True.
Check that out.
That could be it as well.
Did you ever use
Detect magic?
detect magic on it, or no?
I only have one more spell slot before we turn in for the night, so I was trying to use it for something more important. I was thinking maybe when we pick up the pants and like the clothes from the tailor, we could, someone who is neither me nor Simon, maybe you, Boo, could carry the clothes into the room, and then we could detect magic on the room, which would include the clothes, and get all of that out of the way. Because it's possible, if the super tall guy is a red angel, we do not want to like put on clothes that he has made, or that he has dealt with before checking something.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
There was one tall person among Red Angels or something that we heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emerin is insanely tall.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, for us gnomes, I mean, unless it's dwarf or any other kind, we would probably feel very short in comparison. But yes, he's very tall. And he likes to wink at people. Ooh, you maybe, like perhaps you should take, his winking lesson just like he promised. Maybe he gets interested in you.
I want to know what is the purpose of the wink? What does it do? I'm trying to understand his logic behind the wink.
Rukavinta pops back out and kind of tosses some red rolls on the table for everybody, and some parsnip soup. She says, "You're welcome. It's 1 silver each."
Thank you. It's not
Pass
pumpkin.
over silver.
It's not pumpkin. It's parsnip.
Yes.
Sure, that isn't just another word for pumpkin, though.
No, parsnip is its own thing. It's this plant.
It's in the carrot family.
Yes.
I don't believe you. It's probably just pumpkin.
Nix takes a bite of the soup. Nope, it's parsnip.
Rukavinta is like, "Yeah, that's what I said. It's parsnip. So where are my silvers?"
Nix
Pass over
hands her a silver.
Okay. And Ranger,
Yes.
are you paying for your lunch or what?
How much is it?
1 silver.
1 silver.
Okay, I'm paying.
All right. Well, enjoy. She kind of hobbles back to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to my soup, just like sniff it, just to check. It's not pumpkin.
It's not fun.
Okay. Now it's good. It's good.
Nix would like to look around the room and see if she can see Tommik.
Yeah, so it's just coming up around noon, and a couple of new people have entered the tavern. And in fact, you do notice a tall dwarf standing about 4'2", with a huge white beard and big bushy mustache. He's wearing like a bright, light tan leather coat with tons of pockets. And this guy is walking in kind of fumbling around with all the things in his pockets. Looks like he's looking for something. But when he enters, the blonde-haired harpist yells out, "Oh, Tommik is here! We'll bring you to your table." And the dwarf is like fumbling in his pockets and walks over towards Yelisa and sits down to his lunch.
Okay, so Tommik's here now. Should we just, go up to him, intimidate him, ask him some questions?
Why would we intimidate him? Why would we antagonize someone before we have even met them? Bad idea, Vito.
Fair enough. But should we just That was a bad voice crack. Should we just go up to him, ask him the stuff, or should we just... Should we... I'm saying, how like, up front should we be?
I mean, I suggest we go over and act kind of nice and, like, do small talk, and then, like, scout out and see if it's worth going any further. I mean, it probably is, because he knows stuff.
Okay.
But not jump straight in.
How about suggest we suggest Tommik to join us for lunch, and we can naturally talk that way. Perhaps, Boo, this is your opportunity to practice your winking thing.
My winking technique.
Yes. It all goes back to wink, remember?
Okay, I'm gonna look over to Tommik, and I'm going to, with as serious as a face I can, wink at him.
This dwarven man looks up at you, parsnip soup dripping from his mustache and beard, and he says out loud to you, I got something on my face?
I'm gonna wink a second time.
He's now digging in his pockets looking for something, and he eventually finds a handkerchief, and he wipes down his beard and says, "Hey, thanks, fella."
And before
That's
he
not
can
what
turn
it
away,
means.
Nyx puts her arm up and motions to get his attention and says, "Hey, want to join us?"
What for?
We're new to the town, and we're wondering maybe if you could tell us some stuff about it.
Like what?
Instead of yelling across the room, could you come over?
I mean, having my lunch.
Just
Alright.
bring your lunch over here. Like, it's not that hard.
He sort of like doesn't know what to do. Like, he's just been invited. You can tell he's a little, maybe doesn't have the best of social graces, and he doesn't quite understand what to do with his invitation. He's just kind of like wiping his beard. You can see he's thinking, but he doesn't know he doesn't quite know how to respond.
Or
Okay.
can we join you?
I mean, if you can find some chairs, you can.
Okay.
Okay, so Sibo is gonna grab his lunch and then go up to this bearded man, because we
Take
both
up
have
the
beers, and then we bond over beers. How about that?
So he's the town gossip, but he doesn't have very good social skills. Correct?
Okay.
Maybe people like him because he's awkwardly adorable.
So
True.
he get the words information out of them that way?
Well, okay, so Simon's sleeping, so the rest of the party can't hear this.
Yes, you guys cannot hear what I'm saying. Ignore me.
Okay, random
I
boy.
just,
I
sometimes
thought I just heard telepathic, like message.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, I thought it was like a divine intervention happening.
sometimes I just hear Simon in my head. Like, it's like, what would Simon do in this situation? What would Simon say in this situation?
He's getting into our heads.
Yeah,
So-
literally.
So this dwarven gentleman is kind of like stroking his beard, getting the soup out of it, like squeezing it a little bit because he's got a lot of soup in there. And he says, normally I would shake hands, but I'm kind of in the middle of eating right now. My name's Tommik. Who are you folks?
Nyx.
Hi, Nick.
I am Sibo.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Butter.
Hi, Butter. What can I do for y'all?
Do you come
Well-
here often for lunch?
I rightly do. I'm friends with the Rook of Inta. I play cards here on the weekends. I'll probably come back here tonight, actually.
Oh, what's up tonight?
Card games, some singing, some dancing. You know.
You sing?
Good thing.
I don't sing, but the staff here put on a pretty decent show.
Not the harp lady. Not the harp lady.
Yes, even the lady with the harp, she sings.
Maybe she has a pretty voice.
Maybe she does. I don't know.
We never
But
heard her sing.
that's true. But I mean, if she could sing, why was she playing the harp?
I don't mean to interrupt, but I gotta get back to my laboratory after this meal. Did you have any questions or anything?
Yeah, we were wondering if you could tell us, because we were met by these nobles on the road, and they said there were a bunch of murders here, which is why they were fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
We came up from Stonitha, and we're wondering what you know about these murders.
I know a lot. I've been working with Captain Oku today to try to investigate and inspect the bodies of the guards we haven't buried yet.
How were they killed?
I have some suspicions, but Oku has her own ideas about what's going on.
Well, what are yours?
I think it's Patasola.
Who's that?
Oh, the Legend of Patasola. It's
Never heard of it.
Some people think it's an old wives' tale, but I think Patasola is real.
Who is...
What's the tale?
What's the... yeah.
Well, it's a story that's designed to prevent young sailors from straying from their girlfriends and wives back home. Patasola is a monster from the sea, you see, and she can transform her body into becoming a beautiful, skinny young woman, crying for help. But her true form, in her true form, she has no eyes, green skin, and she limps with one leg.
Are you sure that's just... Are you sure that's not just like a magic goblin with no eyes?
I don't really know, but I believe Patasola is real, and I believe Patasola is at the root of what's going on in Rakxe.
But why would she be here?
I don't really know. That's why I'm investigating with Oku.
Okay.
Oku believes the murders of the guards and the captain
Yeah.
it's due to a faction in the city called the Red Angels. I don't like talking about it because people suspect I'm one of the Red Angels, but I swear to y'all, I am not one of the Red Angels.
Why
Why would they suspect you?
Because one of the angels is a dwarf with a long beard, and I'm a dwarf with a long beard.
Then just
Beautiful one.
shave.
My precious locks on my chin. I could never shave.
You'd rather be a potential murder suspect than shave your beard?
Listen, I've been living here in Rakxe almost 12 years, and they treat me now like I've been here all my life. So I should not resort to anything unusual, much less
Unusual,
other
it's just
people.
a shave.
Much less other folks suspect me of being tied up with the Red Angels.
Okay, man, you know what? Do what you want.
I've got a question for you. Another one.
Hmm?
You said you were looking at the bodies of the guards that have not yet been buried.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any visible wounds on them?
Like what kind of wounds?
Like stab wounds, scratch wounds, puncture wounds, bashed-in bone wounds. Visible harm.
To me, it looked like magical wounds. Like they were struck by bolts of some kind. Magical bolts. Bolts of fire or lightning or something like that.
Okay, I don't like how much of this evidence is pointing towards me, because it's a tall person using bolts of magic. I use firebolt.
Why would you be saying this?
I'm just
Let me
saying.
just stop you right there.
Yeah, I haven't seen you around here before, so, why are you folks here anyways?
Adventure.
Where better to find it than at the source of a bunch of recent murders? Yep.
This is true. Something's always going on with the Red Eye.
The Red Eye?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
this inn.
the inn.
Yeah.
What are the other recent things that have been going on here then?
Well, Chaff got murdered a few months ago. You know, one of the thieves in the city.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
Was it here in the red eye?
It didn't happen in the inn. It happened near the poor fishing area. And I know that they've erected a little cage in the center of the city, you know, in the town square, where somebody had dragged the body after it was found murdered.
And were there any? Do you remember if there were any visible wounds on Chaff?
Well, I didn't investigate, but I'm working with Oku. You could ask Oku to see what she knows.
Okay.
Where would Oku be right now?
Probably at the guardhouse, my guess.
Okay. Can we just walk in, or do we need to make us some kind of an appointment?
Probably just walk in.
Okay.
Okay, let's go see Oku then. Sounds like a good use of our time.
Well, listen,
After
y'all.
lunch.
Oh, wait, I've got one more question.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Do you know if the guard, if the old head of the guard was native-born to Rakxe?
Oh, Gemos, he's from here.
Okay. Thank you.
Listen. You people are real nice. If you could look out for me and let me know if anyone's spreading rumors about old Tommik, I'll be coming back here tonight. It would do me a lot of good if you could tell me if anyone's been talking about me.
We'll keep an eye out.
Will do.
Much appreciated. I'm gonna go finish my soup then. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
You too.
Bon appetit.
Gonna hit him with
Sounds-
another wink. See what he does.
He doesn't respond. He's deep into his soup, two-handed with the bowl.
Alright, so shall we head over to the guardhouse?
Okay. So it's now around 12:30, and your friend Simon is rousing from his morning slumber.
Should I come downstairs or... Yeah.
Up to you, Simon.
I'll get all
Simon,
my
you wake
stuff
up.
together and come downstairs after I wake up.
And after you wake up and come downstairs, you see all your friends are there having lunch, waiting for you. They're talking to a tall dwarf with a very bushy white mustache and beard.
Cool. I am going to go and sit at the bar and wait for them to finish talking.
What's up, Simon? Welcome back to not being almost dead.
Thanks.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I am not dead. Does anyone want to quickly brief me on the current state of the union? Or...
So, we met this tall dwarf guy, and we're gonna go meet with Captain Oku.
But before that, we went to go inspect the 2 haunted houses, and we also went to the monastery. And at the monastery, okay, so first we went to inspect the 2 haunted houses, and there was nothing in the first one, and there was nothing in the second one, except we got attacked by these weird living bushes outside of the second one. So we thought there'd be something, and spent a crazy amount of time looking for something, but there was nothing. Literally nothing. So I'm out of wild shape forms, but that's a side thing. And then we went to the monastery, because Sibo wanted to go check it out, and the cleric there healed me to full health. I'm still sniffling with my lost 10 gold, but oh well. And then we came here to, well, then we were doing things, in the road to try and attract the attention of Simon, of Tommik. But turns out Tommik was going to come here to the inn to have lunch first. So then we went to the inn to have lunch and found Tommik and chatted with him, and now you are here.
Alright. So, what's the current plan of action? Where are we going?
We're gonna go
We
meet
are,
with Captain.
yeah.
Tommik interrupts your conversation and says, the house with the shrubs, could you tell me more where that is? I study these kinds of goings-on in town, and I help the town's guard investigate unnatural occurrences.
Yeah, I think it's east of here. It's past the temple, and it's...
East of here? East is where I live.
I suppose if you're looking for a house with weird living shrubs, look for the house with the door bashed open, and next door to it, there'll be an alley between that house and it's a 2-story house, and the house next door is a 1-story house, and there will be a window bashed open in the alley on to the house next door.
Was it in the rich part of town or the poor part of town?
I think it was poor part of the town.
Maybe the western quarter. I'll give it a look after lunch.
Okay, well, if you find anything weird, please let us know, because we tried very hard to find something, especially after those shrubs attacked us. So yeah, that'd be helpful information.
Well, listen. If you want to investigate a little bit more, and you're going to talk to Oku, you could also walk to the fishing area where they found Chat's body, and you could come back to my house. Maybe I have something for you that could help with your adventure.
Okay.
That actually sounds great, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I live east by the docks, by the rich people's docks.
Okay.
Got it. We'll try to find you after we go see Oku.
And Chat's body was found in the poor people's docks. So you just want to go all the way east till you get to the water and walk north on the seafront. And you'll see where the houses start to get a little more, let's say, run down. There's probably some candles lit in the grass or on the walkway. That's where Chat's body was originally found.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for the
you. No problem.
information.
Well, come stop by my house this afternoon, or if you can't make it, maybe we can meet up for dinner and talk about what we learned today.
Sure.
Sounds
good.
I appreciate it.
Quick question. I did overhear that you were working for the police or something like that.
Yeah, we've been teaming up.
Guard.
We've been
Is
teaming
that
up.
like an official position? Do you get paid by them?
It's all
Or
unofficial,
is it
ma'am, sir.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Because I was just wondering, because we really we're looking for adventure, but we need money, and so if we don't think with the town guard, like some sort of consultancy.
Well, listen, I don't have any money, but I might have some objects I could give y'all to help you with your travels. If you want to stop by my home sometime this afternoon.
Be a real pleasure.
It
Yeah.
would.
Sounds good.
Well,
Thank you.
anything else I could help y'all with before I get back to my investigation?
I can't think of anything. No, you're good.
All right. Well,
Do you happen to know anything about red feathers?
his eyes open up wide and says, "I do. What do you know about red feathers?"
We know that they're red.
We know they exist.
We
We've
know
heard
that,
they're a signature of the Red Angels.
That's correct.
But it doesn't seem to be any particular, bird, animal that lives in these parts that would be dropping red feathers. Like, it doesn't seem like a natural occurrence to have red feathers floating around.
I reckon you might be right. I reckon they might be the kind of feather that somebody could craft in their shop, and not one that comes from a naturally occurring bird.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this. When Chat's body was first discovered, they found a red feather next to the corpse, which was a signal to the rest of the town that the Red Angels were involved in Chat's murder.
Have there been any other red feathers found to associate the Red Angels with any other murders?
I reckon you need to come to the guardhouse. You need to have a conversation with Oku. We found something this morning. I can't say much more than that because I'm still piecing it together myself, but Oku would have the information you're looking for.
Well,
Thank you, Tommik.
guardhouse it is.
You've been more than helpful.
Yeah, I try.
Well, have a wonderful walk and good luck on your investigation. It seems that this is a lot harder to solve than a simple snap and a click.
Yeah, and good day to y'all as well. Good luck.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Right, so the four of
we're
you
going
kind of like talking, getting ready to leave the inn. What's your plan for the afternoon?
Gonna go to the guardhouse and then go back to the dude's house.
Well, why don't we head for the guardhouse first and see what we find there, and then decide where we want to go after.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep. So we're gonna finish up lunch here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Finish up lunch and head out. Oh, Simon, did you lock our room?
Yes,
If it's
I did.
lockable.
I did lock the room.
Okay.
So four of us are ready and getting out of the inn.
All right. So the party walks east, and Simon and Nix, you've been to the guardhouse before, so you can easily describe to the rest of the party who was there. And this time, when you get to the ground floor of the house, you see two different guards that were not there this morning. It looks like two younger female guards, but they're dressed in the same regalia as the morning guards. And they look at you, and they both sort of say, welcome, and praise be to the Raven Queen.
Hey,
Thank you.
Is Captain Oko around?
Yeah, Oku's upstairs. Do you have any business?
Yes, we're newcomers to the town. We're interested in investing here in possible shops, and so we'd like to know about the current state of affairs. And we heard some things that worried us, and so we have a couple questions.
Oh, questions about what?
Well, as you know, there are many things that can affect the progress of an investment, and especially considering the recent murders in this town, we're worried that we might be losing money here. So we would really appreciate if we could get a little bit of information from the captain of the guard about the current situation.
Yeah. Well, I'll go scan. I'll send an envoy upstairs to see if she's free. Do you mind waiting here for a moment?
Sure.
No.
And who should I say is calling?
Simon de Arenberg. I'm from a rather prosperous jeweling family in the north.
Simon Darenberg. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'll wait here. I'll call someone to fetch Captain Oku and see if she's available.
I figure we can probably get better service this way, and she may give us more information. Because contractually we can make her obligated if she gave us bad information if we lose money.
But, well, I will say that it was good of you to cover up the real reason we're asking questions.
No, some quick thinking.
Wait, is there still a second guard standing there?
Yeah. There's two guards.
Wonderful.
All right, so a young, looks like a female page, comes barreling down the stairs. Seems to be the envoy, and she says to the first guard that she whispers a message to the first guard, and then the envoy disappears and goes back into the guardhouse. The first guard then turns to the party and says, "Are you all together, or is it just you?"
We're together.
So, pretty much, the thing is, I'm looking to invest in. These are a couple friends of mine who came as well, and they're a bit of a adventure-seeking bunch, and so they're accompanying me because they want to do some amateur murder mystery, and I figured it wouldn't do much harm for them if they came as well.
Simon, could you make a deception check, please?
Yes. Let us see. Wonderful. Okay.
It's
So-
charisma. Hmm.
Yeah. Let me find the dice rolling.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a D20.
It's a D20. Okay. I'd like to use inspiration on this one.
Okay, good call.
Okay, so I got a 11. So with my proficiency, which is +2, and the inspiration, that'd be 15.
That was a wise move to use the inspiration because you needed a 15 to get this. So the guard looks at you and says, I just need you all to register and tell me your names before I let you in. But so Simon, you're the leader. You can go inside. And
Thank
you, Mr. Tall Fighter, what's your name?
My name is Butternut.
Okay, what's your first name?
Butter.
And what's your family name?
Nut.
The Nut family?
Yes.
Where did you come from?
Oh, well, I mean, I come from a village called... Sorry, I gotta pull this up. I come from a village called, Milana Arnor? Or Arnore?
Pretty far west. You came all the way
Yeah.
here to Rakxe.
Well, you know, it's adventure. I can travel the world.
And, are you one of Simon's hirelings?
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine.
And all right, approved. You can go inside, Mr. Nut.
Okay.
And Ranger, what's your name? What's your family name?
Hi, my name is Sibo, and my family name is Sheffin.
And how are you involved with the two that just went inside?
I met them on the road and start tagging along, and we're just vibing.
Oh, and how long have you known each other?
About 2
With no-
years.
Simon, you're already inside
Oh, okay.
with Boo. Yep.
About a week and a half-ish.
Oh,
And you trust these men after a week and a half.
come on, man.
We did some serious drinking, and we're all bros and sis.
All right, I guess that's how adventurers are. All right, Mr. Shepin, you can go inside.
Hi.
And you, Druid, what's your family name, and then what's your first name?
My family name is Cinderflint, and my first name is Nyx. I'm from Storm's Eye.
Oh,
You know-
Storm's Eye, in the north.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Mm. Have you heard recently? There's been terrible things going on over there.
No, what's been going on?
Yeah, I don't know, monsters from the sea, something like that. It's not so safe right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. But, and how is it, Nyx, that you know all these gentlemen you're traveling with?
Well, funny story. We just all kind of woke up together one day and started adventuring. But they've since saved my life. And we've kind of just
Tell the truth.
gotten along, you know?
And how long
Okay.
have you known them for?
I can't really tell. Time just kind of flows. You know?
No.
In nature, everything goes in a circle. Things are born, things live, things die.
Nyx, Nyx, I need you to make a persuasion check, Nyx. This guard is not buying it.
Well, I am unsurprised, but okay.
Come on.
Why did you
Nat
have to
one.
tell the truth?
Nat 1.
The guard kind of tosses her hair to the side and says, "I just woke up in a bar and became friends with everybody there. Not a great story. I'm afraid you're gonna have to wait here while your friends talk to Captain Oku. I'm sorry."
Oh well. Tried.
Okay, so Simon, Sibo, and Boo, you see a few on the ground floor. You see a few offices and storage rooms with training weapons and armor, racks of supplies, and as well as confiscated goods. And there is a staircase that goes upstairs where the young female envoy that had whispered to the first guard earlier is ushering you to walk upstairs. And she says, Captain Oku is in the first room on the left.
Thank you.
You're very
so
welcome.
we go to the first room on the left, presumably.
So
First of
inside...
all, what other rooms are there? Inspecting the floor.
On the second floor, you see... Well, okay, so I'll tell you what's on the second floor. When you walk up the stairs on the second floor, you see a number of barracks rooms, like sleeping rooms. A couple rooms have their doors shut, so you're not sure what's inside them. The room on your left seems to be the room for where the former captain was sleeping, based on the level of disarray you can tell, as well as the fact that there are still a few bodies on the ground. They smell horrible. They smell absolutely horrible. They've been here for several hours, and the stench is becoming quite overwhelming, in fact.
We should get a morgue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So inside this room, you see two young guards and the new captain, Captain Oku. Captain Oku has very dark skin. She has like rosy cheeks, and her hair is very short cropped and pulled back. She's wearing brown leggings and boots, and she has the crest of the city on a pin on her regalia. And she looks at you and greets you and says, "Welcome, adventurers. I'm Captain Oku. What can I do for you?"
It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm Simon de Arenberg. This is a friend of mine. I point at Sibo, who's accompanying me. And this is my bodyguard and clerk, pointing at Boo. I am from the jeweling house of de Arenberg. We're interested in doing some investments here, and so I have a couple questions about the state of the town. Are you busy right now?
Clearly, we're investigating what happened to our colleagues over here, and you came to talk about investments. Interesting.
Well, of course, I have a stake in what happened to your colleagues here. It is a terrible thing, and, I traveled to this town many times in the past, and that's why I came here to invest, because I've always enjoyed the time I've spent here and seeing the place, and I want to help support the people and the workers here. And so I want to make sure that, now is still a time when I can help people here by creating new businesses and supporting jobs. And so I would really appreciate it if I could speak to you for a short period of time. I understand right now you're going through some hard times, but it would be very nice. If today doesn't work, I can always come back later this week. It does seem truly terrible what has happened. Are their families okay?
Well, sir, I would be inclined to have this conversation with you because, as you might know, there have been a spate of murders in recent months, and a lot of resources from the city are being put to try to solve these crimes. Simultaneously, many townsfolk have been fleeing, which will leave us to be vulnerable in the next season. And so we do need help of local shop owners and business people, such as yourselves, to invest in the city and create jobs and ensure the general welfare. But today, as you can see, as she points to the two corpses in the corner of the room, with all kinds of like scar marks and odors coming from them, that today might not be the best day for this kind of conversation.
Yes, I can understand. Would it be? It's just. Would it? It's so terrible. We could attend a funeral if that would be possible.
What? Attend to what?
Attend the funeral for such public servants. We'll see.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I mean, this city is not very open to newcomers. It took me a long time to get the trust of even half the city. So you, as someone who's never been here before, at least not to my knowledge, I don't know that would be a good idea from the family's perspective.
It's just my father used to be in our cities. Well, not my father, my uncle. My father wanted to, but the family wouldn't let us since he was the oldest son. But he wanted. My uncle was in our city's town guard, and he was also killed in the line of duty. And I was not able to attend the funeral because I was away on business, and I've always felt so bad about it ever since. So I've attended all guards' funerals I've had since to make up for the fact that I missed my uncle's. So it would be really, truly a good thing for me if you would allow me to come just to make it up to his spirit.
Just you and not your friends.
Well, they do not have the same emotional attachment. I'm sure I would probably bring my bodyguard because otherwise I wouldn't be able to pay him and he'd be upset, but you know.
So, just gonna pause for a second. Simon, is this a true story?
No, I made it up.
Okay, so you need to make a deception check.
Okay.
I was waiting for, I couldn't tell if that was true or not.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for the deception. It just never came.
Let's see. Deception check.
My God,
Oh.
watch you roll in that one.
Yes. I got an 18.
Whoa.
Very happy.
Sir, this does sound like you have some emotional connection to the guards of cities, regardless of if you live in the city or not. But the matter of whether you and your bodyguard can attend, we would need to arrange that with the family members first before I could grant any kind of consideration over that.
Would it
Being that we have an active crime scene right now, and we have so many men, we have so few men at my disposal to guard the city properly. I don't know that this is the best time to attend a funeral.
Well, perhaps we can reschedule our meeting till the end of the week, and you and the families can keep me updated about the funeral.
Well, today already is the end of the week, so
The end of next week. Whenever you'd be available.
certainly the end of next week. Come back next
All right.
Samstag. We'll be here. I'll be here.
In the morning, perhaps?
I'm here pretty much all day. I live here.
All right. So then I will see you next week in the morning, and please keep me updated about the funeral and anything that I can do to help the family.
Yeah, she gives you a serious nod, like, I'm not going to keep in touch with you, but I'm still leaving open the possibility that I'll have a conversation with you in the future. So it's a very serious look on her face, but you can glean a lot of information from just that kind of head nod that she gives you.
All right. So let's turn around and leave. And as
No, I want to ask a bunch of questions, so I'm gonna interrupt here.
Okay. Perhaps
Okay.
I should go and you guys can stay, because I feel like if I stay, it will be weird.
I think Simon and Boo should leave because Boo is your bodyguard.
Yeah, that would be weird.
I'm just a friend, so I'll just be the curious friend who likes to investigate things and maybe get some information here.
Okay, so we will head out, and as we head out, I'd like to give like a card with like my name and where I'm staying to, if there's like a receptionist or the envoy who brought us in. No,
The envoy, yeah. So the envoy takes your card and ushers the two of you, Boo and Simon, out of the guardhouse.
Okay. Well, that turned out
You're
much
with
worse
Nix.
than I expected.
Sibo, so Oku has heard the explanation from Sibo about why Sibo has decided to stay behind, and Oku says, "Yeah, so you have questions as well."
So I'm a friend of Simon, but also I'm a private investigator. also, and the things that are happening in this town has been very intriguing to me. And I met with Tommik this sometime around lunch, and he said I could help you investigate some of the things that are happening here. So I was wondering if I was able to ask some questions regarding the murders here, and then see if we can come up with some kind of plan or investigation of some sort.
Absolutely. If you're working with Tommik, you're working with me. We're all in this together.
So, which bodies am I looking at? The two corpses.
Oh, one of these
people.
Yeah. So the two bodies are two of the guards that passed away. We buried Gemos this morning, and we buried Amanda this morning as well. So whatever it was that murdered Gemos and the three guards, it's gone, and we're still picking up the pieces and trying to identify if we can find anything on these two bodies.
So who discovered the body, and when do you suspect this murder actually happened?
I suspected the bodies yesterday morning. No, not yesterday morning. 2 days ago in the morning. And it freaked out the city, and a lot of people were fleeing. I wake up very early, and I found this in the corner. And Sibo, she points to a scroll and a red cape. And she says to you...
And a red cape?
Yeah, and she says to you, we think that Gemos was actually one of the Red Angels.
Oh, so are you suggesting one of the Red Angels were murdered?
I think so. And inside the scroll, it says the number 5, and that's it. That's all that's on the scroll. So I don't know how to interpret this, because 4 bodies were found here in the guardhouse, not 5, and we haven't lost any other guards. So I'm not sure what this 5 number represents.
That's interesting. And is it just like a paint that says 5, or is it like bloody 5?
It's been written in black ink.
Black ink.
Okay. We've already detected that it's not magical.
Okay. And what about the red cape? So it was on the corpse, the body of your
yes.
Gemma?
It was found on Gemos' corpse, and it fits Gemos to a T, which means somebody had sewn this cape specifically for Captain Gemos.
And I'm curious, how many tailors are there in this town?
Only one tailor, Emerin.
Emerin. And how long has he been living or working here in this town?
Emerin? Let's see. Emerin's been here long before I got here, so I think he's actually from Rakxe.
Okay. And have you seen any are there any suspicious individuals around the town while you were investigating?
So many suspicious individuals. There are some folks who, after Chath was murdered, who have perhaps tried to rise in their ranks of thiefdom and are now trying to fill the spot that Chath once held as the town pickpocket. We have our beggars, of course, as does any city of this size. But there's always something unusual going on. There have been several unusual things going on ever since Chath's body was found a few months ago.
Also, I was curious. So, Tommik mentioned something about red feathers found next to the corpse. How many red feathers have you found, and then did you keep the red feathers?
Yes, actually, evidence we store downstairs. So I can show you if you'd like to have a look. But we found the red feather so far only once, and only on Chat's body. We have not discovered any other red feathers on folks. However, I am well aware of some, let's say, interesting circumstances of people selling their goods in town, setting up shop here for a few weeks or for a few months, and all of a sudden disappearing or running out of town. We had a horrible case not too long ago where a man from one of the northern Seven Sisters came down here selling cheese, and him, his child, and his wife were found murdered. All three of their bodies left in a pile in the city square. It's absolutely horrible.
Wow, that's very terrible. And then, so you're saying this has been happening to the people who came here relatively new in town? And
my suspicion, in fact, you could call it an observation, if not absolute fact, is that Jemos was involved in those murders, and he covered it up so that I wouldn't know about it and other people in the city wouldn't know about it. These red angels are acting like vigilantes. They're acting like they're above the law of the city, and it doesn't strike me as a good thing for this town.
So far, there are a lot of informations that I hear, and then from all I'm hearing, and a lot of the townspeople were saying a lot of the murders were done by red angels. So we found Jemos, which looks like one of the red angels. Who do you suspect that killed one of the red angels? And then wouldn't there be like a murder coming soon, anytime
Sibo,
soon?
you are asking some of the best questions. That is exactly what I'm thinking. Because other people in the city thought it was the Red Angels doing everything. But when in fact, something is now targeting the Red Angels. So what is it? Tommik thinks it's this legend called Patasola, but I don't find there to be enough evidence of it being Patasola. There are some residents of this town who think it's the ghost of Chath who has returned to seek vengeance on the town. And still others think there's something in the tin mines that is commanding an army of skeletons that could be the root cause. These are my three best leads as to what's really going on in the city. It is not the work of the Red Angels who murdered Jemos. Like, I can't imagine a reason why they would murder one of their own.
Wow, so that's very new information that I never heard from anyone. So you're saying one of your theory is that it could be Chat's ghost that is looking to revenge to Red Angels. And second, you mentioned it was skeleton army?
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen these skeleton army, or do they just appear out of nowhere?
The only evidence I have for this is that there have been some reported sightings and hauntings of different locations in town.
And what was your third guess that you were mentioning?
Oh, that is my third hypothesis, is that there's something at the bottom of the tin mines commanding an army of skeletons, and maybe it's commanding the skeletons to rise up and come to the surface and impact what's going on here through magical means.
So you believe it's like a magical, so there's like this person or people who are controlling the skeletons.
Could be.
And how did you come up with the hypothesis that they are coming from the tin mines?
Well, they scared us. We had a lot of construction work going on in the tin mines. This was even before Chat's murder. And the miners ran away when they discovered dozens of skeletons attacking them. So we had to expend some of our own town guards to kind of quell the army, as it were, from escaping the tin mines. And we sealed them up, and we haven't been working on the mines ever since.
That's interesting. So all the miners are they are just staying at home, trying
Yeah.
to be safe.
Some of them are here in the city. Some of them have found another trade. A lot of them have turned to fishing.
I see. So have you investigated anything about these tin mines, or do you had a plan of some sort?
Well, we had a plan until these murders happened 2 days ago, and I've been spending all my time trying to work on an angle to understand who murdered Gemos and the rest of our guards.
Gotcha. Well, I think that's a lot of information that that is going to be very helpful in my investigation. And then if I find any, so much for your time, Captain Ogu.
Yeah, happy to work with you. If you're working with Tommik, you're working with me. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to assist you in your investigation as well. Let's make a plan to chat tomorrow or the day after and see what we've discovered.
Yes, and then if I see Tommik, I will also update him so that you can get our information through him. That would also
Fantastic.
make a network. That would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. I really appreciate your attention to communication, young sir.
My pleasure. So, Sibo shakes hand with Captain Oko and then makes his leave.
So clearly, deception in this case does not work. So now I'm gonna have to hide whenever you guys go and see her. Hopefully, we can get this done before the end of the week so we can see. And I also have to attend the funeral, so that's gonna be interesting. But I guess we have a couple of interesting leads now.
Yeah.
Well, Simon, you can still be you can still be the person that you were, pretending to be, making investments or whatnot. Like you can still play your character. I don't think it goes out of, things, but I think maybe, your deception might help when in near future, who knows? There might be, it might be beneficial.
In this case, it was the wrong direction to go. And sincerely, though, I am somewhat interested in investing here because of the tin and because of the tin mines and because of the salt. There's probably a lot of people with money here once everything recovers, especially since it's been destroyed. It's good value move here. We can buy some stuff and then it will appreciate as time goes on and the place recovers. But that's not what we're going to do.
I hope by now we're away from the
Next,
guards so that they can't overhear what we're doing.
Okay, so you're away from the guards having this conversation. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, Sibo updates everyone, including Nyx, who weren't able to come in, about all the information. And Rope, what do you think?
We should probably investigate the tin mines at some point.
Yeah.
I am impressed, Sibo.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, we were playing, characters here, and then,
I wasn't
Simon.
doing anything.
Well, you were bodyguard to begin with, just by your size.
I was pinned as the bodyguard. Simon just said that out of nowhere. I never said anything. But continue.
But yeah, I mean, Simon was the one who, was able to get us in. So, either way, I think it was all beneficial to our, strong fortes, per se.
And Boo, you can always say that we got into a fight and I fired you.
That's true. Or I could just use my disguise. I could just buy a disguise kit. Because I am proficient in disguise kits. And then I can use one of my many, what are those called? Personas? Yeah, one of those.
If we end up staying here any longer, it might be beneficial for one of us to enlist in the captain of in the guard, like enlist in the city guard.
I think I have the best chance of getting us shelter if I work with Captain Oko closely like this. So if we find anything, or if we find more information or things like that, perhaps I can enlist myself. and I can just tag you guys all along. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
So what should we do now? Investigate the tin mines? Ask.
So what time is it, first of all?
It's coming up around 2 p.m. in the game.
How long would it
Okay.
take us to get to the tin
We don't even know where the tin mines are.
You don't know where they are yet. No one's asked that question.
We should go to Tommik and get those items he was talking about, tell him what we've learned, or maybe confirm what we know and ask more about the tin mines, and then he could tell us where they are and we could go investigate that before the evening.
Okay.
That sounds like a good plan. Also, Tommik was very interested in, remember the abandoned or, the possessed houses that we were investigating earlier. He seemed very, interested in, investigating further. So perhaps we can all join up and go check that place out again. That could be another possibility.
You might see something we missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
Yeah.
since he knows more about the town, maybe it will make sense more now that we have some direction of what we are looking for. Because now the narrative has changed clearly. It's one of the Red Angels actually dead. So it's not them being, the murderers. It's them being murdered in this case. So
Yeah.
we might be able to find something else besides what town has been believing as.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Also, I'm just curious. So about number 5 on scroll, what do you guys think? Do
I think it
you
means the guy's gonna die, right? Or that he's the 5th guy who's died and that we're just missing one person.
How many murders were there so far?
There was the cheese guy with his family. There was Chaff, the original. There have been other people run out of town. The thief was never seen again. For example, the one that attacked the rich guy. And then there's the guards.
So it's been more than 5 people who got murdered in this town.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So initially I was thinking, maybe it was, I think the scroll could possibly mean something like this person is the murderer in this case is, sort of like giving a clue or foreshadowing saying, I'm gonna kill 5 guards total.
Sibo, can you make an insight check?
Okay, and so I add proficiency points to that.
I think so, yeah.
So I got 17.
So Sibo is correct. Whatever this number means, it is symbolic of a forewarning of something that has not yet happened.
Okay.
Ooh, what if
So,
what
go
if
ahead,
it's the murderer counting down the 5 red angels that he's killing? Like, this is the 5th one, and then there's 4 more to go. Or maybe he killed one guy, and there's the 5 red angels to go or something. Because there were 4 or 5 red angels in the group.
That's a good point.
True, yeah. So my initial theory was about killing 5 guards total, but your theory makes more sense with signifying the number. I think Red Angel is targeted here.
But if
Yeah,
it's a warning as well, that would be 5 more murders sounds about.
So what do you think about this scroll? I mean, do you think the scroll was even left by the murderer? Or do you think it was Captain Jamos's last effort to, warn us?
Sibo, can you make another insight check? It's a great question.
Personally,
And that's 21.
Who, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say personally, I think if it was his this was his last message, he did a really bad job because that's really cryptic. So I'm guessing it would probably be more of a, hey, we killed your guy. Here's a little token, help you.
But also, I think he
then
wants
you need a reason to hide that, so it makes sense that it's cryptic.
Yeah, so I
But
mean, I also
You're
think
fine
that
with
if it was left by Gemos, he probably doesn't want the other party, the murderer in this case, to find and then just realize it was the message to us. You know what I mean? So I think
That's
he
fair.
left it in, sort of, not obvious, but probably something, we can make sense of.
Sibo, you could discover from inspecting the scroll when you were with Oku that it was not written by Gemos and was left there on his body, which means it was likely written after Gemos had already died.
Okay. So we can rule that out. That's great.
Mm.
And is there any way I can make sense of whose handwriting or this? Is there a certain styles of writing depending on race or where you're from, or is it somewhat universal?
So there might be forms of script based on different races or classes or things like this, but because you don't have any other letters or numbers to corroborate on the scroll itself, you only have a single writing, it would be impossible for you to tell that.
Okay, but in the future, if I see somebody write things or something like that, maybe I can sort of guess.
Yes, it's possible.
Okay, so this is beneficial to the group. So look out for writings, and then maybe we can do a perception check or something. So
Maybe,
that's
yes,
great.
yes, maybe.
Maybe.
Sounds good. So I think from this point, I think we should go see Tommik, because we don't know where the tin mines are, so that's already out of question.
Yeah.
Perhaps Tommik can help us where the locations are and tell us more about the things, and we can perhaps collaborate to find more things as well. So is the group okay with looking for Tommik at his place?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Which direction was he again? Was
East.
it west? East.
He
Okay.
said
By the
he was
docks.
living, in the rich docks, near the rich docks, not
That's
the
right.
poor docks.
Mm.
So we are headed there.
Yes.
Yep.
Before we go there, Sibo, I'm going to give you 15 experience points for discovering some
Aye.
more relevant information to what's going on.
That was all.
Yeah, very good. Very good
He deserves
investigation.
them.
Thank you.
All right.
you.
So the party keeps continuing walking east until clearly at the end of the street, you can see a couple of fishermen selling their wares, their morning catch. But you can tell by the way that they are spaced apart from one another that normally it would be a lot more crowded. As you near sort of the end of the street, you notice a house on the right that has all kinds of cryptic runic drawings with salt, blue charms in the window, different letters and markings on the ground. And from what you've been able to understand about Tommik, you guess that this is most likely his house.
Okay.
Can we
Let-
head up to his door and knock?
Knock, knock.
You hear some rustling going on. Where's my key? Where's my key? You can hear from behind the door. Ah, here it is. And then click, and there's Tommik with his hands fussing about in his pockets. And he says, "Oh, well, hey everybody.
Hello.
What's going on?"
We're here to talk to you about some stuff we learned from Oku.
All right, come on in, come on in."
Okay.
And he ushers you in. He shuts the door and he locks it. And as he locks it, he says, "Just for safety, the key's right here in my pocket." He puts it in one of his many pockets.
Why do you need to tell us that?
I don't really know. I mean, this supernatural power, maybe it walks through walls. And if it gets me, at least you know where the key is and you can get out.
What if they just take your body though? Or like they take
Okay, this is not the point
clothes.
of coming here.
I know, I'm just asking. It seems like if they take your clothes, then like we don't have the key anymore.
I'm just being overprotective, I know.
Okay.
So,
So I'm just curious, before we begin, I'm just curious, what else is in your pocket, if you don't mind sharing? I'm just really curious.
he rustles his dwarven fingers in his pockets and says, "Oh, these are recipes. These are notes about the murders. These are the things I have to buy this weekend. This is the name of a singer up north that I want to go see once everything is safe in Rakxe. I just got a lot of notes here in my pockets."
Wow, you
Have you
are
thought-
very prepared.
Yeah,
Have you
I'm
thought of
very
investing in a notebook?
What's a notebook? Sounds like a good idea.
You know, it's like a bunch of paper. It's all stacked together in a book form. It's just a blank book, and then you can write in it.
Oh, well, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. I'm giving you free ideas here.
I like it. Well, listen,
All right.
I want to find a seat for y'all to sit down on, but I have so many papers and things in my house. Just give me a moment to clean up.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
So you notice that Tommik's house is in a very, very disorganized state. He's kind of a hoarder. There are piles of clothes and piles of boxes and crates, leftover banana peels and apple cores in the kitchen. Some flies kind of like buzzing around whatever trash is in his kitchen. His bedding seems very unwashed and unkempt in the bedroom, which you can see. It just seems like this guy has a lot of things going on and not a lot of order to where he keeps all these things.
He's getting to sound more and more like the local conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommik, do you want some help organizing all these notes?
Yeah, I don't know. I think these brown ones need to go in the brown corner, and these red ones need to go in the red corner. If you can help with that, I got some stuff to bring y'all. I just need to go to my room and get them and fetch them.
Alright.
So, I'll be right back.
So,
Nick starts organizing the notes.
yeah.
So Nix, why don't you organize the brown ones? I'll gather up the red ones, and let me know if you see anything suspicious.
Okay. So as she's like tucking it, putting the brown notes in the brown corner, she kind of glances down to see if there's anything she notices about the murders on the notes.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
You see better than before. 10.
You notice some notes that have like a list of names of who could be in the Red Angels, and the list of names has like 200 names on it, and each name has like a crossing, check mark, or a circle, or like a double circle, or 2 check marks. Like every single name has different marks next to it. Some of the names happen to be names of people that you've met before, and some of the names are of people you have not yet met.
So, okay, and I'm gathering red notes, and then as I put in the red box, I'm flickering through the pages and notes, separate notes. Can I make of anything?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That's 18.
So in your pile of notes, you don't notice anything that seems to have to do with the murderers at all.
So it's just random stuff.
Seems like very random. A lot more recipes, lists of information about the weather, sailing patterns, types of fish, things like this. It's very random. All right, so Tommik comes back out with a small crate of a couple of different objects and says, I'm very glad to be working with y'all. I have some things I've collected in my travels that maybe I could interest you in.
What kind
What
of?
do you have?
Yeah.
It says, wizard, I think I could give this thing to you. It's called the Wand of Smiles. What you do is you hold the wand up to another person, and if you wave the wand exactly right, the other person starts to smile and laugh uncontrollably for like an hour. And it's pretty funny. I think it might be useful on your travels. Do you want it?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, here you go. Here you go.
We're gonna get to the campaign's final boss, and Simon's just gonna be like, "Smile for an hour," and then it just ruins all of the tension.
Mr. A tall fighter.
Yeah.
This here dagger is called the Furba of Flames. So
What's
it's a small ritual dagger with a curl, almost like a mustache, where there are 2 garnet gems inside each curl. Tommik says to you, I think as the firepower in this party, you should have this dagger. Basically, once per battle, you say the magic word, and it does an additional amount of fire damage to whatever creature you're battling.
Could have come in handy.
Wait,
Good
what's the
man.
magic word?
The magic word is Pawaka.
Kawaka?
No, Pawaka.
Kawaka?
Pawaka.
Owaka.
It means purification by fire.
Oh.
Well, fighter, do you want it, or?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll take it.
Be a little more gracious.
I mean, I already do fire. I do fire damage already, and I've got long swords. But like, yeah,
No, I'm just
That's
teasing
cool.
you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Ranger,
what else you got, Tommik? All
Ranger.
right.
I've got some special arrows for you. I have a feeling that whatever it is that's doing all these murders is magical.
Mhm.
I think it's Katasola. So you're gonna need some magical arrows to take her down.
And what does these magical arrows do?
Well, these are called +1 arrows. It makes you a little bit more accurate when you're fighting, and it makes you a little bit more deadly when you strike.
Mm.
And I got 7 of them. Since you're the ranger, I thought maybe you'd want them.
I would gladly take them. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And is there anything else in your basket?
Yes, I have something for you.
Oh,
Druid,
what is it?
I have a pair of boots. They're called the Boots of Cleanliness.
Ooh,
You
what
put
do
them
they
on, and all the dirt and mud just falls off your body.
wow.
You know, I
Thank
think I'll
you.
need that whenever Nyx turns into a dog and just like shakes
Yeah.
mud everywhere. That'd work
Yes.
better for me.
I've tried it myself a few times, and I gotta say, it also makes you smell good.
Ooh, nice extra bonus. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a fresh item you got there.
But
Hey, that's a good one for Verla, or whatever her name is.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
needs for jokes.
She would have appreciated it if she was here, but anyways, so do you have anything more for us, or should we update you on what we found with Captain Oku?
Okay, so you have a short conversation about all the stuff you learned from Oku, and Tommik says, well, I didn't want to tell you this in the Red Eye, but I was one of the witnesses the night that Chaff died. I saw Captain Gemos with my own eyes try to dump the body in the river.
And what did you do?
No.
Nothing. I ran away. If he found me, he would have put me in jail. He's conspiring, that captain.
Did you see the body?
Yeah. The next day, I went back to the scene of the crime and I saw the body. It's horrible.
So you were the one who actually found Chet's body.
I was not the first, but I was there that morning after Gemos murdered him the night before.
So you're sure it was Gemos?
I'm positive it was Gemos. He was wearing a long red cape and a funky red hat. And he was doing hand signals to someone in the distance. Someone I couldn't see.
Are you sure it wasn't someone with illusion magic just disguising themselves as Gemos?
I'm not right. I didn't get close enough to know for sure.
Do you know if any of the other guards that were killed were friends of Gemos?
I think they're all friends. Kind of like a fraternity, you know?
Yeah, but is there anybody that Gemos is very close to? Like, very close, especially.
I think he's gotten mixed up with the rich people in this city. They do crimes, and he covers them up.
So you think he's getting paid to cover things up?
I rightly do.
And how long have you known these or has suspicions of him working to rich people?
Ever since I had a suspicion about why someone would want to murder or chase out newcomers to the town. It's not just about being from Rakxe, it's about the money. So the richest people in town have a motivation to want to run out newcomers to the city. And if they're working together with Gemos, he could have been involved in getting rid of them.
But this brings to an interesting point because you see here, all the rich people are going out of town from Rakxe City, and that wouldn't benefit Gemos in this case because he would have to stay in the town because he's the captain of the guard, one of the captains of the guards, so he wouldn't be able to make benefits out of that. So I don't think he was trying to scare rich people here, or, I don't think he initiated the murder, mysteries per se. There's got to be some other forces that kind of mingled up here, and Gemos got somehow mingled up and got killed.
It could be. You could be right.
And do you have any...
Yeah, I would suggest if you have the time to walk on over to the trade office or to the estates where the rich families live and start knocking on some doors.
Do you think there are any rich people left in this town? Because I see them flee to Stonitsa as we were coming up here.
You're right about that. Some of the families are gone away on vacation. Some of them have fled. But the three richest families, most of them are still in town. The Blackhawks are still here. The Rakshas are still here. And the Orsos are still here. And you do know that the heiress to the Rakxe family fortune is going to get married to the oldest son of the Orsos. They're going to become a mega rich family. Don't I know it?
Huh. And what do you know the order of the rich family? Like who's the richest and who's, second richest?
The Rakshas are the richest, the Orsos are the second richest, and the Blackhawks are the third richest. My guess is if you saw some people fleeing towards Stonitsa, it's got to be some of the other families that are not quite as rich as those three. That's what I reckon.
So, group, what do you think?
When's the marriage?
Well, I reckon it's been postponed, but best thing you could do is go to the Orso estate or the Rakxe estate and just ask them.
Okay. Oh,
You could also ask Knute, because Knute comes over to the Red Eye Inn every now and again. He's Syndra's bodyguard. He might know.
who's Syndra?
Syndra, the daughter, the heiress to the Rakxe family fortune.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Here's something else that you might want to know. I just put two and two together. We were sitting in the inn the other day, and Emmerin, the tailor, was talking with the innkeep at the Red Eye.
Oh, Rukavinta, yeah.
Yes, Rugavinta, and we were, well, I suppose you can't say it any nicer than this. We were eavesdropping on them, and two of the words that we happened to hear coming from Emerson were Syndra and some other word starting with an E. Sounded like a name.
Yum.
Do you know what
E, the letter E. Is it Alenka?
Egam or Agam?
Oh, Egam. Egam the dwarf. Yeah.
Yes.
She's probably out fishing or selling fish. She lives in the poor fishing area. Just walk up a few blocks north and you'll see the area.
Okay. Do you know the name of the guy who's going to get married to Syndra?
Dayon.
Jayon?
Dayon Orso.
Jayon. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. He's a handsome one and a rich one. They're gonna have some rich, good-looking kids.
Good for them.
I guess it's not good for the rest of Rakxe. Tommik kind of mumbles and he's looking and he's like fumbling for something in his coat, and he says, "I can't rightly find it right now, but I have a memo to deliver to the trade office. If you want to stop by the trade office and see if they have any packages for me, that would be a real nice gesture if you have a chance to go there. Sometimes Syndra hangs out at the trade office. Sometimes Knute hangs out at the trade office."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time and your stuff.
Yeah, and you can keep all that stuff. I don't need any of it. I'm not an adventurer myself. I'm just an investigator. That's all.
And why do you have
Thank
it?
you.
Oh, I collect lots of things in all my travels, and people give me things for doing good stuff for the city.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Group, we are gathering, and then I have a question. So, from that information just now, just to clarify, so Dejan Orso is the oldest son of Orso family?
Correct.
So, eldest son is marrying the daughter of Rakxe.
Of the Rakxe family, yeah, the only daughter, yeah.
Only daughter.
Do you know if Gemos had some connection to the Rakxe or the Orso families?
Good question.
My guess is he was protecting them whenever they try to get away with murder, if you know what I mean. Not literal murder, mind you, but murder of the markets.
What would they do that was so problematic?
They would try to direct trade to benefit their family and not the other families in town. When they try to create a monopoly, as you might call it, it really harms all the hardworking people in this town, especially the newcomers to town, like Egam and myself. And I don't even consider myself a newcomer anymore.
So, what does Egam do?
Oh, she's a fisher. She fishes. And her fishing vessel is pretty near where Chath's body was found. So you might want to investigate there at some point in your travels.
Well, does anyone else have any questions? Do you have any questions for us?
Just where can I meet y'all tonight?
How about the red eye?
Yeah, I think that's a plan. I'm gonna go get some fish and prepare it, and I'll meet you there for some mead. How about that?
Sounds good.
That
Sounds like a
sounds
plan.
good. All right, so we say bye to Tommik as a group.
Yes. Thanks again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so
You've
much.
done some good work today so far. I hope you keep it going. And I'll see y'all later.
I have good fishing.
Now. And he fumbles for the key, unlocks his door, lets you out, and then clicks the key back, and you resumes. You hear a lot of shuffling going on from the inside.
So, who's Syndra? I'm asking to the group.
Syndra is the daughter, the only daughter of the Rakxes. So she's like
okay.
the richest family.
Yeah, they are, and they're headed by Katarashka, who we heard about earlier.
Yeah, Cutter's
Right,
the father.
the guy who was thieved from, and then the thief was never heard from again.
I'm wondering, do you think that perhaps there's something akin to a gang war going on here between the town guard and the Red Angels? Because if the Red Angels are working essentially as a vigilante group, then their objectives and power are at odds with the town guard because they're both trying to enforce law, so it's a question of whose law ends up being the uppermost. So do you think perhaps that they could be attempting to kill each other? Or I suspect it's a bit of a crazy idea. Probably not true. But
that's also an interesting point because here's the thing. So Captain Gemos, who was killed and who is suspected to be one of the members of Red Angels. So we are thinking Red Angels are vigilantes, but from the investigation, we figure out that he was kind of, working for a rich family. So does that make Gemos like a double spy?
Right, and perhaps could someone inside the town guard have killed Jamos instead of the Red Angels in order to prevent what he saw as a vigilante group supporting the rich people in the town and not the poor people and the farmers from taking over the town guard.
Any other thoughts in the group? Nix or Boo?
I mean, I remember hearing about Egum, the dwarf, in the thing, and from talking with the two guys I played cards with, it sounds like there's a man, a woman, a tall person, and a short person. And I don't know what Egum has to do with it, but if there's another short person that we could maybe suspect of being in the Red Angels, she could either be a threat or threatened by some other force that we don't know. Also, we forgot to ask about the tin mine.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
Wait, ask about what?
The tin mines, where they are, and how to get there.
Oh, yes. Perhaps we can ask at the trading post. How about that?
A good idea.
Sure, let's head over there.
I have to say, I think the people we're looking at Red Angels wise would be the tailor, the head of the Red Eye Inn, and it's called the Red Eye, maybe that has something to do with it, this dwarf Egum, and then Jamos. So if we're thinking about those people as possibilities, then there'd be one more person, right?
Yeah, so I feel like the tailor, Amaran, he seems like a very high suspect. Like, I'm pretty sure he is one of the Red Angels.
Yeah.
That sounds likely.
And
Because
Jamos
he's
is
the
pretty
only
clearly
tailor, yeah. He's the only tailor, and then his cape was tailored.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, if, like, Amaran knows about Red Angels and then how scary they are. So what would be the chance of him, doing it, if, like, taking the job if he knew it was brought on from somebody else, not doing willingly by himself?
Right.
And Amarin was also, like, tapping Rugavinta's hand as they were talking. Maybe I'm reading too much into things, but...
Yeah.
Especially because I suspect that Emerind is gay.
Well, he could be pan. I don't know. It depends.
Pan.
Either way, he was winking at both me and Boo, and we still don't know who won. the competition.
Yeah, but no
The
one.
competition.
I wasn't trying to wink at him, so we don't know if there's like
I
a
know,
thing
but
gender-wise.
there
Or
were
maybe winking could be one of the gestures. Maybe not hand gesture, but maybe means something. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, that makes
Is
sense.
it a recruiting call to Red Angels?
Are we going to just accept that Tommik is helping us, or are we going to have any suspicions?
He is a weird guy, but I don't think he's very dangerous. But I don't think he's all right in the head. Now, I could be wrong, so of course we should always be careful. But I mean, you know, well, hold on. Let's do this. What are the bad things that could happen if Tommik helps us? We consider
We could
scenarios,
take his
what are the
advice and walk into a trap.
Okay. What else? He could be.
But also, that kind of contradicts the idea of him giving us these precious items that we just got, which might be very beneficial in the future combats. You know what I'm saying?
Perhaps the items are trapped.
Yeah.
Or do you think the items are enchanted or some sort?
When we grab those pants and shirts from Emerin, we could take everything into the room and detect magic. And I can do that. And then we can, like, test the items, the clothes, and the room, if we feel so inclined.
Okay,
But
so we
most
should
of
not...
the items we already know are enchanted, so detect magic isn't going to help. It would need to be some form of detect bad magic, or identify what the magic actually is with regard to the items.
Doesn't it
not
already
fully
identify what it is when you use detect magic? Or no?
Does it?
I have no idea. I'm new to magicking.
Yes.
I think it only detects if it, yes or no, is it magic?
Yeah. So we should probably do that with the clothes, but not with the items.
Yeah, I would like to set off an alarm.
Yeah,
Oh,
but...
you also learn what school of magic, if there is a school of magic involved.
What are schools of magic?
Well,
There's different kinds of it's like different types of magic, because you got like illusion magic, you got, I don't remember the other types, yeah, I can't remember the other types.
there's like enchantment and there's
evocation, enchantment,
Yeah.
illusion. I don't remember the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also,
Okay. Yeah.
if these Red Angels are like vigilante murderers, we should stick together because we're unlikely to get attacked unless they have a certainty of killing, because they wouldn't want to leave someone alive. Just murder thoughts.
Good point.
And from what it seems like is that, yeah, they are sort of, more discreet how they act instead of coming full on force. So I think, yeah, if there's some kind of fashion of we encountering them, it could be an ambush or it could be some other fashion, not like something obvious. Yeah. So from at this point, so what time is it, first of all, of the day?
It's around 3 in the afternoon-ish.
3 p.m. Okay. And how far is the trading post from here?
The trading post meaning...
We never asked where that was either.
So there are some fishermen selling fish just walking east another 5-10 minutes. But the main trading center is in the main square, which is a little bit more north of the monastery that you went to earlier today.
And is it the center one that Tommik was saying Egum might be there?
No, Egum. So if you keep going east, you're going to go to the rich docks of the town, where the rich people are selling fish and the rich people have boats. But if you walk north of there, so that's the northeastern part of town, that's where the poor docks are. And that's where you'll see, that's where Tommik said that you'll see Egum.
Okay, so what do you think, all people? Where should we head to?
Is it Egum or Trading Post or Docks? Or, I mean, I suppose Egum is at the dock.
I think probably the trading post, all things considered, because I think we can do the most things there, right?
Mm.
Yeah, from what you know about the town, you know the trading post is going to have a place for dry goods, place to get weapons. The tailor shop is very close to the center of town. So,
Oh, yeah, we gotta pick up our clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we head to the center of the town then?
Okay.
Okay.
Right?
So the party makes its way back towards the main intersection and then walks north past the Temple of the Raven Queen on the right and past the town monastery after that. And you finally come upon the main city square. There's a small clock tower on the western part of the square and lots of shops set up kind of on the perimeter. This is the most people that you've seen so far in Rakxe, but again, a lot of people are walking and speaking in very hushed tones. People seem to be wanting to go home early before the sun sets. It's kind of like the vibe you're picking up. And you do see in the northeastern corner of the square the iron cage that Tommik had mentioned to you all earlier.
Okay.
Wait, what's there? The iron one?
The
Iron cage.
That's where people
Okay.
put Chath's body after killing it.
Yeah, so Tommik had told the party Chath was not murdered in the square. Chath was murdered by the docks, and then somebody brought the body to the square and then put a cage on it.
Hmm.
So is Chath's body still in there?
You'll probably want to walk over there, find out.
Yes. Nix will.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I'll join.
how about you guys? Why don't we go to the tailor shop to find you guys the clothes before we do anything?
And then
Fair.
check out the body, or where the body was, or the cage with
Yeah.
the body.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk back down south a few more blocks back to Emeren's shop, and he sees you all and kind of greets the party. Says, "Hey, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon."
Good
Are-
afternoon.
Are
Very good
our clothes
afternoon.
prepared?
Yes, all of your
Not that
clothes
great,
are
over
done.
that.
They are smelling fantastic. I washed them myself,
Thank you.
and I'm happy to have you get dressed if you wish. And Nix, I'm happy to take that fabric back from you as well.
Sure.
Oh, right.
This is
You're
gonna-
wearing that skirt.
Yeah, wait. That means I have to put the pants on before... Oh, well. I'll put the pants on and hand him the fabric and deal with things.
I mean, if you want some more modesty, you can run and duck into the alley.
Nah, I'll try and put the pants on under the fabric and then, like, hand him the fabric.
Yeah.
Because it's like a skirt, I think.
Yeah.
I shall do the boo shield so no one can see.
My, how
Thank
chivalrous, Mr. Boo.
Yeah.
The boo shield.
That's the new name of the technique.
So
It
so what are
speaks
you
up.
all doing this afternoon?
We were planning on going down to the trading post.
Oh, okay. And who have you met with today so far? I love some good gossip. Did you learn anything about what's happening in this town?
So Sibo's gonna kind of make eye contact with the group, and since we kind of assume that he might be there's a very high chance of
Yeah, we shouldn't
Yeah.
tell him.
him being Red Angels. We're just gonna say. So I'm just gonna say the thing, and then you guys are gonna follow along.
Okay, so
Oh
let's go.
no. Yeah, we've been sort of just walking here and there, like see if we can find any fish that we can catch. we also, had lunch at, Red Inn, so that was good.
Okay.
It seemed like there were a lot of people at the lunch.
Yeah, that's the popular tavern.
Mm.
Where were you around lunchtime?
Oh, I was eating in my shop.
Oh, do you cook? What did you eat?
Oh, fresh fruit.
Did that fill you up?
No, I'll have a nice dinner this evening.
What are you cooking tonight?
Oh, I don't know yet, but I have some fish sitting in the back, wrapped up in paper. I'm probably gonna make that fish.
Probably a good idea. We've been subsisting off pumpkin, and today we got, surprise, surprise, turnip soup. So things are looking up, it appears. The red eye.
That's what Rakxe is known for. So,
were there many customers today?
Not so many. People. My business has not been doing so well ever since the crimes have been taking place here. But I met you, and you gave me some new business today, and that put me in a great mood.
Aw.
Glad to hear
Glad
that.
to help.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're here.
So you said
we stay longer.
We won't.
Thank you. Wait.
We won't.
Wow.
I was kidding. We might.
You said there were vegetables and fresh vegetables or fruits were a part of Rakxe, like a commonplace thing here.
Yeah.
Are there vegetable fields outside the town?
There are some outside of town, and there are a lot of people who just grow produce next to their homes. A lot of those folks live in the northeastern part of town. People grow cabbages and carrots and corn and parsnips and pumpkins and beets and onions and garlic and olives and peaches.
Wow.
And strawberries and blackberries.
That's a lot.
And other things as well. It's not the season, though, for some of the fall time ingredients, like butternut squash. Oh, I love butternut squash.
Excuse me, what? Sorry, you said my name?
Yeah. I thought your name was Boo.
No, my name is Butter. The
No.
Boo
No,
is just a nickname. Boo is a simple nickname.
So should I call you Boo, or should I call you Butter?
Call me whatever you want.
Rightly so.
Boo is simply the stage name.
Yeah. Well, it's springtime now, so we're going to need to wait a few months before we can harvest any squash.
Oh. Well,
Mm.
thank you for fixing up our clothing.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
thank you very much.
And if you want to get some fresh vegetables, you can go talk to Trantia. She's got a shop in the main square. She's probably, she's probably the best person.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll look into that.
Oh,
Thanks.
unless you know somebody in town who has a plot of land and is farming on their own property. Trantia is probably your best bet for fresh vegetables. But if you don't have time to cook, of course you can go back to the Red Eye. I'll be there at some point this weekend. There's going to be some dancing and singing tonight.
So we
Really?
heard.
Yeah, really. Every Samstag there's a party. It won't be so crowded because people have been leaving, but it'll put me and whoever else shows up in a really good mood.
Wow, so parties going up even though times are dark, huh?
Yeah, well, Rukovica needs to make money, so the parties are still going on.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Well, perhaps we'll catch you there.
Perhaps you will.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you
Consider
very
it-
See you
much.
later.
Consider it an invitation, and you can sit at my table if you wish.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
That sounds
you.
good.
Anything for some kind strangers.
Oh. So sweet. And Nix puts a hand on her heart.
And he does as well. Well, I need to close up my shop, actually, because everybody seems to be locking up a little early on account of all the murders. So there's nothing else I can do for you. I'll see you all later.
Okay.
That's it.
Well,
Wait,
thank
last
later.
question. So why are people closing early today? Is there a specific reason why?
Well, for some people, it's the weekend and they just want to get home and spend time with their families. But I think the main reason is the murders. So people are just staying home.
I see. Okay, just curious. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And
People winks.
and he gives you a wink back and says, "The pleasure is mine, and the invitation is open. I'll see you tonight at the Red Eye.
You
Okay.
too.
Okay.
Good day, friends."
Good
Good
day.
Nyx winks as she heads out the door.
And it kind of like air kisses. But it was air kisses in the air. And he go ahead and shuts down his shop. And you got the group is back on the street. So where do we do now? It's almost 4:00.
All right.
We could go to the trading post. We could go inspect Chath's body. We should probably go look at the iron cage while we're here.
Yeah.
So I have a random suggestion.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was wondering, while you guys do that, maybe I can go stalk this guy, Emerin.
Ooh, that's an
The
idea.
clothes guy. Wait,
Yeah.
do you have good stealth? You're the ranger, so I assume you might. But I don't want you to get caught.
Well, I'm a gnome, and then he's pretty tall guy. So what are the chances of him finding me? You know. So in terms of spying, I think me or Nyx will be the best bet here.
Yeah.
I don't like the thought of someone going off alone, so if you're going, I'll come with you.
Okay, so gnomes will be spying, and the others will be investigating on your own.
Well, I guess we should probably go just to keep up appearances, and we can always check out the cage too.
So here's the thing. So I don't know how long is this spy thing gonna go for, but it may go a little long. So I'm assuming he might. So Emerin might be heading to Red Eye tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we're staying for the night, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So how about we split for the day?
Well, for the rest of the evening.
Yes, and meet at the Red Eye.
I mean,
Okay.
sure, yeah.
Are we
Sure.
losing it? Okay.
No, I'm here.
Okay. So everybody cool with that?
Yep, I'm
Yep.
cool with that. Try not to get
Alrighty.
killed.
Yes, what he
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
try not to be the next one in the cage.
said.
Oh.
Ouch.
So just to
Sorry, I
clarify,
didn't
this means that the two gnomes are going to be tailing Emerin until evening, and Simon and Boo are going to go directly to the town square and investigate Chath's cage and other things in the square. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, sounds good.
So let's talk to Boo and Simon first. So the two of you go to the main square and you notice the cage in the corner, and inside the cage you see a badly charred, burnt corpse, and it's been here for more than a few months now, so it is in a terrible state of decay. There are signs kind of crudely drawn on posters that have been pinned to the cage that say things like "Go home," "Murderer," "Thief." So clearly the townsfolk are not happy about whatever Chath did in his life.
Yeah, wait, do we know what he did, or do we just know he's like a thief? Like, did he, like, steal anything important?
could ask somebody. You've heard from several people now that he's been a bit of a pickpocket and a petty thief.
It seems to not warrant this much,
Yeah.
this, like, very public execution, or not execution, but, like, he's just kind of like,
Character execution.
yeah.
Well, I quick review. So, we know he's dead and the body's burnt. But
Body is burnt.
But what Tommik said is that he saw Jamos trying to throw the body into the water. So,
Yeah, that's...
Tommik didn't bother to mention that the body was on fire. And presumably they were... Where did they find the body? Do we remember where they found the body? Did they find it, like, washed
in
up?
the northeastern docks, in the poor part of the poor docks.
I see. Okay, so then the body was successfully thrown into the water. But it wasn't on...
You haven't heard that from anybody yet.
Right, but if they found it in the water, and we hear that Tommik said that he saw someone toss the body in the water, then... Okay, so it may not have been successfully thrown in the water.
Correct.
But if it was, then that could either have been put out a fire, or it may have been lit on fire after they took it out of the water.
Yeah,
Right.
that could have just
But
been
so
like, I hate this guy, set him on fire.
So we should ask if they burnt the body, if the body was burnt when they found it, or not.
Good question. Who should we ask, though?
Yeah, who would you ask that to?
I don't know, someone nearby. Maybe is there anything? Are any of the papers that have been put up at all recognizable? Like, do they have like watermarks or something like that?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. I got 5.
And what's your passive perception, by the way?
Where would that be? I think
It's usually in the left column of the first page of the character.
I have a 10 passive perception.
Okay, so Simon, you don't find any additional information from inspecting the posters around this cage.
Alright. So, is there anyone nearby who's still out?
Yeah, in the distance, coming from the north, walking towards you, is a woman that you met yesterday with her arms outstretched, saying to Boo, Mama? Mama,
No.
is that you?
I am still not your mother.
Mama, I'm sorry.
I'm still not your mother.
Mama?
No.
Mama? Is that
No.
you? And she walks closer and closer to the party. And you can tell she's also been crying. Her hair is matted. She smells awful. This was the lady who peed on herself yesterday in front of you. She still is in a terrible state.
That's gross. I know. I'm gonna take the back of the hilt of my longsword and just kind of push her back.
Yeah.
Has Nyx left yet?
Yeah, Nyx and Sibo are already scouting Emran.
Dang. Could have taken my boot.
Yeah, she needs your boots, definitely.
So this beggar seems to figure out that you're not her mom, and she turns around and starts walking north in the same direction that she came from.
Jeez.
This is odd.
She needs to find her mom in a more useful way. Like, she can't just be out here just like saying mom and hugging people or whatever.
That's her thing. So that's what she was doing.
You know what? I think she's been bewitched. That's what I think. I think she is somehow related with the wider story, and that this is just a rando theory, and that
I think she's just here to annoy us.
Yeah, that's another good theory. But that whoever is creating all these. No, you're right. She's just here to annoy us.
No, she is.
Yeah. Anyway,
you notice, those of you in the main square, you're starting to notice that some of the shops are closing up, and people seem to be hurriedly trying to go home for the day before the sun sets.
So, shall we head back to the inn, or is there anything else we wanted to do?
Wait, okay, so everyone's closing down before sundown. So that's gotta be something. We gotta check what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just wait here as the sun sets.
Let's just wait here.
Side note, is the trading post still open? We should go and ask how to get to the tin mines.
Yeah, we need a map, by the way. We need to get a map of this place.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea.
Because we're just
it looks like most of the shops are in process of closing up. So
let's run as quickly as we can to try to get to the trading post, hopefully before it closes.
Yeah, just book it. Just
we're gonna run.
All right, so the two of you run to the first shop that is still open, and give me a moment. And you run into a tall, tan man with a goatee and long hair. It's a human blacksmith, and he notices the two of you and says, "What do you want? Get your orders in before I close up."
Map, please.
Of what?
The town.
Yeah.
Map. Do you have any paper or parchment or something to write with?
I
think. Hold on. He's a blacksmith. Why is he selling maps? This is the nearest store, right? Is the nearest store the trading post? Yes.
This is the nearest shop that's open. It's a blacksmith.
Okay, so it's not the trading post.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by trading post.
I thought that would be like one shop, and then
It's multiple shops, all in the perimeter of the square.
Okay, I understand now.
There's not like one stand or one post in the ground or one location. This is the whole trading area. It's all the shops in the main square.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Almost as if it were like an outdoor mall.
Okay. So then, because I thought it was like one place, so that makes sense. So, can you tell us verbally, quickly, how to get to the tin mines? And then
Tin mines?
Yes.
Well, you're going to need to rent a cart. You're going to need to go through the hills. And that's about 2.5 hours due northwest of here.
All right, thank you.
You want to take the northern exit of the city. I mean, you must know where that is.
Yes. I'll write that down. Northern exit of the city, rent a cart, 2.5 hours. And then I think, do I have some parchment? I think or have I used up everything from doing like spells and such?
I don't know. What's in your pack?
Well, let's see. Because I have a scholar's pack. So.
You have a spare book that you could rip out pages from?
My spell book?
Oh, I wouldn't recommend your spell book, but like a separate book.
Do I? I don't think so. Hold on. Let me quickly look up what's in a scholar's pack.
Listen, I don't have a lot of time for this. If you don't have any paper, go talk to Hobble and come back to me real quick, or come back to me tomorrow and I can draw you a map.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I do have parchment and I do have ink and an ink pen.
Could I take some parchment and your ink?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right. So, my shop is here. Got it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got it.
This is the square. There's that stupid cage where they found the thief.
Okay.
The tailor shop is here. The monastery is here.
Okay.
Temple to the Raven Queen is here. The Red Inn is here. The rich docks are over here. The poor docks are over here.
Uh-huh.
Poor people live over here. The western part of town, poor people live over there. The estates are over here, outside of the city walls.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
Do you have can you put down compass markings?
This is north.
Okay, sounds good. Do
Okay.
we want anything else?
No, I'm good. Let's head out.
Yeah.
That'll be 2 coppers, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I'll pass him a copper. I'll pass him 2
Alright.
coppers.
All right, good luck. Whatever you're looking for. I don't know what you're gonna find in this town, but good luck.
Murderers, of course.
Okay,
And
so
he
shall we
turns
just
back to what he's doing.
wait
All right,
in the middle
so-
of the square?
I'm gonna ask the 2 of you if you want to chat to do so using Zoom or WhatsApp or something. And I'm gonna turn my attention to Sibo and Nyx, who
All right.
are tailing Emerin, and they notice he grabs kind of a small satchel and he leaves through his front door and starts walking south towards the main intersection of town.
Okay, so you said he locked the door of his shop, right?
And,
And
yeah,
he's heading
left,
south?
and he's headed south back to the main intersection.
Okay,
This is
so
what I wish-
we...
I had a wild
Go
choice
ahead.
left. It's just me wishing for things I can't have. What do you want to do?
So we are following him very discreetly
Yeah.
to the south, and
Yep.
then it doesn't seem like he has noticed anything from what I'm understanding.
He has not noticed the 2 of you following him,
Mm-hmm.
Can
and
Can I roll perception to see, or investigation, I suppose, to see
what are you trying to
if
do?
I'm trying to observe in which direction his goal is and if he's looking at anything in particular.
That's perception, so go ahead.
Ooh, 22.
You can tell that his step is very steady and he is very intent on walking south through the southern gate of the city and walk outside of the city, based on how fast he's walking.
Okay. What was he doing outside the city? Well, let's follow him, I suppose. Any
Okay.
other ideas, Zero?
Yeah, we gonna keep follow him.
As subtly as possible.
So you keep following him south past the main intersection, and you keep going to the main southern gate of the city, and he keeps walking south, and he turns right, so he's walking west, toward the trade office of Rakxe. What do you do?
This is still
Turns-
inside the town.
This is outside the city walls now.
So he turns right to where?
The trading office.
Maybe, is this where we were told to go pick up stuff for Tommik? Do you remember, Sibo?
Yeah, I'm asking Matt.
Oh,
So
yes. This
let's-
is
so-
the direction, and this is the building where Tommik asked if you had the time, if you could pick up any notices for him.
Okay, so here's the confusion, I think. So remember how Simon was confused about trading posts being one building? I
Mhm.
think you were describing trading office as a trading post.
That's possible.
That's why we went to the trading post instead of trading office that we were supposed to thinking about going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so he is heading to the office. Does he
Correct.
go in the
Yes,
office?
he goes inside the main door of the trade office.
Okay, so next, do you think we should go in?
I think it would be best if one of us stays outside to, observe the building and see if he comes out, and the other one goes in to ask about, approaches very visibly, and goes in to ask about stuff for Tommik. Because that gives us, a cover, a reason for being there.
That sounds good. So how about I stay put on the outside and observe what's going on, and you can go in the office to pick up stuff for Tommik, but also spying on him.
Okay, I'll do that. So,
Sounds good.
how far away are Nyx and Sibo at this point from the trading office?
I'd say about 10-15 minutes by foot.
Okay. So
So you
Nyx
can see the trading office, but it's like a footpath to get there. It's not like a direct. You have to walk
Okay.
along this path to get there. Yeah.
So instead of sneaking, Nyx is just going to walk towards the trading office as though she were going there on business or something.
Okay.
Because she is.
Okay.
And
So-
enter the trading office.
Okay. So you go inside the trading office. It's a one-room office basically, where you see a huge, long supervisor's desk made of oak, stacks of contracts, crates with goods and scrolls hanging out of them. On the wall, you see posters indicating trade rates and currency conversions, and you see a couple more like sacks of goods in the corner of this office. Inside, you see Emerin speaking to a woman with eyeglasses and kind of like dark red hair. She seems to be the accountant for this office, and they're kind of exchanging information or having a conversation with one another when you walk inside Nyx.
Okay. So as I enter the door, I'm going to make sure that my entrance is heard. And can I roll a perception check to see if I startle them or surprise them in any way?
To find out if you are, or are you trying to avoid being detected?
No, I am trying to be very detected and seeing if it surprises them or startles them.
Okay, so you don't have to roll for that. So you come in, the bell rings, and they both notice you. Emerin says, "Oh, hi! I just saw you not too long ago. What are you doing here?"
I was sent to pick up some stuff for this guy, Tommik.
Oh, Tommik, that absent-minded chucklebutt. What did he want you to do?
I don't know, he said to come here and pick up anything that is supposed to go to him. Like a notice or something?
Yeah. The woman with glasses says, "Hold on, I got that thing for you." And she rustles through her cabinets and pulls out 2 scrolls and hands them to you, Nyx, and says, that's what Tommik wants.
Okay. Thank you. And what are you doing here, Emerin?
Oh, Emerin says, just talking about how trade is going. I have kind of like a tipping point, like if trade is going really bad, I might take a vacation and go north.
What's up north?
Some of my distant relatives live up there, and it's still summer, so I might still be able to enjoy the summer if the commerce in Rakxe continues to decline.
Ooh, what city?
Oh, what city?
Yeah.
Spinaka, the city of Spinaka.
Aw, dang. Well, enjoy yourself.
I
and
will try.
I
I'll see you
have
later,
things
though,
to pick
right?
up for you. Yeah. See you later. See you later at the
Okay.
tavern.
So it
And
kind of
she
does a wave
waves
in the
and
air
leaves.
again, and he goes out. And who leaves? You leave or he leaves? What's happening?
If he leaves first, then I will stay back and speak with the lady.
Okay, so he leaves first, and the lady's sitting there, and she says, "What else do you want?"
I was wondering if you knew where the tin mines were?
Oh, I can tell you where the tin mines are. Why do you want to go there? It's haunted.
That's exactly why. I've been wanting to see something like this and to, prove my mettle,
You want to go on purpose to where something is haunted? Oh,
Yes.
Godspeed.
Thank you. Is there anything that you know about, any weaknesses these things have? Or anything that triggers them coming or something?
I don't. I really don't know. But every day I hear something about it, it gets worse and worse. I first heard that it was skeletons. Then I heard maybe there's vampires. Then I heard maybe there's a lich. I have no idea. But if there's anything undead down there, you might want to get your hands on some silver weapons or garlic at the very least. I would stay away from there, though.
Okay, well, thanks for your advice. What's your name, by the way?
Oh, I'm Dorma.
Dorma.
Nice to meet you.
Nick.
What's your name?
Nix.
Oh, hi, Nix. And you're working for Tommik?
I suppose so. I'm not really sure. We just met him today, and I thought I would go grab these things for him in return for these boots of cleanliness that he gave me.
that old fuddy-duddy. He's always got some crazy stuff in his house. Just
I
wait
know,
here a second.
Okay.
And she shouts, "Hey, Knute! You got anything for Tommik?" And in from a side door walks this really tall human man dressed in guard's regalia. He's about 7 foot tall. He's got deep furrows in his forehead, and he's kind of balding a little bit. He's got a very stern look in his face. And he looks at you, he looks at Dorma, and he says, "Nothing for Tommik today." And he turns around swiftly and leaves the office.
Wait, Knute! Is that your name, right?
Turns around and says, "Yes, who's asking?"
Nix. Down here! And she waves her
Oh.
hand up in the air.
"Yes, hi. I have not seen you around Rakxe before. Why are you here? What do you want?"
Oh, I'm new, and I'm an adventurer, and I wanted to go check out these tin mines to prove my mettle.
"Oh, the tin mines. Good luck. I hear it's haunted."
Have you been?
"I've not been. My job is to not go on adventures anymore. I serve the Rakxe family as their bodyguard."
Who do you serve?
Well, mostly Syndra, but occasionally Kador when he goes out in the evening.
Ooh. So, I heard there's a marriage being arranged between Syndra and some other guy from the Orso family?
This is true. Syndra and Daeon are gonna get married. Whoop-de-doo. As long as they pay me, I'll guard them both.
You seem rather lackluster about it. What don't you like?
I don't like being asked to do more and not getting paid for it.
Ouch. That's not particularly nice.
Yeah, and that's how the Rakxe family operate. They set up a contract, then they break the contract, and then you can't really leave the contract because then you won't have a job, so then you're just stuck. It's so frustrating in this town. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Happened to me before, too.
Yeah. Well, on the other hand, I'm glad they took me in. I have a really nice bed and a good relationship with a lot of the families in town, so on the whole, they're all right.
Good stuff. Oh, do you know when they're getting married?
Oh, in about 2 months. Well, actually, I think it's postponed now. You'd have to ask Syndra herself. Originally, it was going to be at the end of summer, right before the harvest time. But I think they're decided to postpone the wedding.
Okay. And would Syndra be, easy to talk to, or would she be difficult to reach?
Easy meaning personality-wise, or easy meaning can you just walk up to her and strike up a conversation?
Both.
Because I think the answer to both is no. She has a bit of a prickly personality, let's say. You need to compliment her before she opens up. And secondly, she very rarely leaves the estate. Sometimes she hangs out here in the office as she awaits the morning deliveries of scrolls and notifications and this kind of thing. She doesn't like to consort so much with who she deems people to be lower than her. So she doesn't spend a lot of time at the Red Inn or other shops in town.
That's too bad. Do you hang around here when you're not on duty?
When I'm not on duty, I hang out at the Red Eye, and I hang out here at this office. Sometimes I go fishing with my buddies. I try to have as balanced of a life as I can.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Bodyguarding
thanks.
is not easy work.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks so much for saying that. I needed that.
It's okay, we all need to hear it every now and then. Well, I'll leave you to your relaxing, since you very obviously deserve it, and I'll go deliver this to Tommik. Thank you very much.
Okay.
See
Well,
you.
good luck. See you around, I guess.
Thanks.
And
Me too.
Knute turns to leave through the side door.
So I have a question here. I know I'm not here, but what I've been hearing, so the 2 scrolls that Dorma handed in, is it Tommik stuff or is it stuff for Emerald?
It's for Tommik.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And Emerald came here just to talk and didn't pick up anything.
Correct.
Got it. And how long did this conversation go between Nyx and the trading post people? I mean, trading office people?
It's coming up on 6 p.m., so not too long.
No, what I'm trying to see is that because Emerald, got out first,
Mhm.
I actually decided to follow Emerald while she is getting information from. So I was thinking how behind is the Nyx from me.
So now Nyx is still in the office when Emerald has left the office and is making his way back to town through the southern gate. And could you make a stealth check, Sibo?
Yeah. Is that D20?
Yeah.
Um, 6.
And as he starts to get closer to the gate, he notices you hiding behind some tall grass. And he says, "Oh, you're trying to surprise me."
Yeah, I kind of was following you because, you gave me that, very lovely wink. And I thought it was kind of like a, bait call. I don't know. I am obviously attracted to you, and I'm kind of shy about it. So I was just really like, I guess I'm sorry for following you, but this was what I could do. I guess I didn't have the guts to ask you out.
Oh my goodness!
He gives permission to stalking, apparently.
Well, listen, Mr. Sibo, this sounds like we should have a conversation over some wine to figure out what's going on.
Nothing like mead, right?
Mead,
perhaps
wine,
tonight?
Beer. Yeah. Are you interested in, I don't know, maybe just you and I getting a table at the Red Eye?
Ghost him, ghost him, ghost him.
That actually sounds really nice. I'm glad you asked me so that, it's easier for you to ask me and I answer rather than me asking you out because I'm obviously shy.
Oh, and you don't know this city as well as I do. I am one of the nice ones, though, and I'm happy to entertain you and get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, sounds like a date.
So, your friends, though, are they going to be at the Red Eye?
We're all third wheeling.
So how about I meet you? So my friends are gonna be there tonight, but how about you and I grab, wine and just some intimate time after they go to bed? Because they're not a bunch of, they don't stay long.
Don't we all share a room?
Yeah.
We all share a room. That's gonna be.
Yeah. So you guys. So what I'm saying is that you guys can go up, and I'll come up later.
Oh, you know what? Why don't I just get to the party late once things are winding down and I see that your friends have gone to bed? Then maybe you and I could have some more private conversation.
We still share a room. It does not defeat
sounds
that.
Great.
Well, Sibo, I guess I'll see you this evening.
Yeah, sounds great. I'll see you then.
He gives you a kiss on your forehead as he re-enters the city. Okay, so let's pause for a second and go back to Boo and Simon. They have just spoken with the blacksmith and gotten a crude map of the city. What are we doing?
We're waiting for it to get dark to see what happens.
Yeah.
To see what happens in the main square.
Yes.
Yeah, people are scared of the darkness or something coming from the darkness.
So, we're
So
just
coming from the western entrance to the square, you start to hear that snapping noise, and Mr. Ephraim Wake and his peacoat are re-entering the square, and he spots the two of you at the blacksmith's and calls you over. Mateys!
Hello.
What's up?
Mateys! What did you learn
Mateys
today?
indeed.
What?
We learned our ABCs. No, we learned about some stuff from people. Yeah, it's
About
kind of
what's
under
going
wraps
on.
right now.
Yeah, we talked to Captain Oku. You know.
Huh?
How about you? How was your day?
I took a mighty nap,
Yeah, so did I.
and then
Yeah, you almost died.
Yeah.
I had some scallops and bass, but no lobster today.
Aw.
Mhm. Sad.
I think methinks the fisherman left Rakxe, which means I'll need to get my own lobster from the seas.
Mm.
Yes. Maybe you should buy one of their old fishing boats.
I can
Yeah.
only rent a boat. At this rate, Sonny,
Ah, that sucks.
Dang.
I lost quite a bit of my fortune.
How'd you do that?
Mostly gambling.
Oh. How'd you get your fortune?
Mostly gambling.
Yeah, okay, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a sailor's life, you know.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's how life works.
Well, there's a big party tonight happening at the Red Eye. Maybe I'll see you there.
Yes.
Maybe.
Bye.
Good evening.
Bye.
Goodbye.
And he walks off in the direction of the Red Eye.
Okay, I don't think he's the one that everyone's scared of.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem, he's not very threatening or whatever.
He does have that weird snapping sound that goes around with him.
I mean, yeah, he probably shouldn't do that if he's not trying to scare people away, or at least, you know, make them nervous, but...
I bet you it's one of those, like, ooh, I'll be weird and creepy, so you give me money to go away type things.
Maybe it's just like a tick.
Yeah, there you go. That's a more realistic explanation.
Yeah. Or maybe he just is just, like, creepy, and that's just his deal.
Yeah. Who knows?
So, walking towards the two of you from the northeastern part of the square is a beggar that you met the prior day, named Button.
Oh.
Oh,
He
is this
sees
the
you.
nut guy?
He sees you and he's waving a paper bag in your direction, and he says, please buy peanuts from Button.
I'm good. That's probably, like, cannibalism or something for me.
Please buy peanuts from Button.
Sorry, I really loved them yesterday, but I'm just not in the mood today.
Oh, but why? Peanuts put you in a good mood.
Well, I'm not in the mood to be in a good mood.
Oh, buy a bag, please. Peanuts, only one copper.
Sorry. No thanks.
Sorry, I'm good.
Oh, please help old Button buy a bag, please. He's sniffling and kind of like using his hand to wipe his snot away.
Sorry, man. Weren't sorry,
Oh,
but no.
well, curse you, outsiders! Fie on you and your bloody dead family members, you greedy, rich charlatans. You're
Who said
gonna
I had
die.
dead family members?
You're gonna die like the rest of them.
Who said I had dead family members? What are you
He
making
gave
this
money
garbage?
yesterday. This is a pretty quick turnaround. Like
He backs up. He backs up and says, "Dirty foreigners."
Okay, look,
Alright.
I may be greedy, but I am not dirty.
Yeah, he's actually dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Quick.
dirty.
Hey,
So
what
I
do you
guess
do?
we just keep waiting here.
Yeah, we want to
Keep
see.
meeting all the weirdos who keep coming over.
So it's coming up on 6 o'clock. Nyx, you're having a conversation with Dorma and Knute. Knute just left, and Dorma says, "Well, the office is closing really soon. Is there any other business that you would like to do here before I close tonight?"
No, not really. I think that's about it for my questions. Thank you for answering and helping, and I hope you have a nice day. Is there anything you want to ask me?
No, I hope you have garlic and salt and things to protect you. There's something murdering people in this city. I can't wait to go home tonight and be with my family. It's scary out there.
Well, I know that you'll protect yourself, but I hope that whatever gods watch over you protect you too.
Praise be to Ilmater. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Okay, good evening. Godspeed. Good evening.
And Nick leaves. And
You leave and you see Sibo kind of like with a very happy smile on his face, not so far from the southern gate of Rakxe.
Nick walks up. What happened to you?
Something great, but I don't know. I don't know how it'll turn out, but I got a date.
Really? Congrats! With who?
Destiny.
The person that we were stalking.
Really? Well,
This is so dangerous.
I suppose that's the best way to get close to someone, like keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
That's
So,
true.
still, good for you! Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
also, maybe, wait a second. There was this guy I met, Knute. You know, right? The bodyguard of Sindra?
Yeah.
And he is like 7 foot tall. That guy is huge! So, it might turn out that Emerin isn't our suspect after all. There are more uber tall guys in the city than we thought. But it would
see, still, but the tailoring wouldn't make sense though. You know what I mean?
be true. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I am semi-happy if Emerin turns out to be a good guy and I get to make out with him and all that, and I don't have to feel guilty about it. But at the same time, that tailor piece is bothering me.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I mean, the guy seems really nice, and he is obviously very tall and handsome, and yeah, in this world, you don't get that many dates around.
Dang, I want to make a SpongeBob reference and no one will get it.
Nick buries her face in her hands and just says, yeah, good for you. And
Dang.
then
It is a funny turn of events.
is this because why did you end up going on a date with Emerin? How did this happen?
What? Well, he kind of caught me stalking him because, I can be sometimes clumsy, with my, left foot, being all of it's mine and whatever. So I got caught in the bush stalking him, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I kind of have a crush on you, and I'm being shy about it, so I cannot really ask you out, but just follow like a creepo. So I'm sorry. And he was like, well, that's kind of adorable, and I think you're cute too. So
Am I the
like,
only one who's
Aw.
finding that weird?
yeah.
I mean-
So
I think the size difference is going to be interesting.
Very interesting.
Well,
wait. So here's the thing. Wait, stop the conversation a little bit. I'm gonna ask Simon and Boo. So you.
Well, you're not with them yet.
Yeah, but no. What I'm saying is that for those people who are speaking while I was flirting with the guy, you guys have problem. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna take the guy into where we're staying. Obviously, so
You
like
lied.
I didn't even.
Who knows?
No, Wow, so I didn't even think about that far, and you guys were already ahead of me thinking about the dirty
Oh,
stuff. This is some rich stuff.
Okay, I'm
do you
going to shut
think?
this down where it is right now. We can continue talking about this later, but for now, can we at least all be in the same place? Let's just go meet them, okay? Let's just go to the tavern. Let's go to the Red Eye. Good for you.
Okay.
Well covered up your stealth uncovery. I hope whatever happens makes you
Happy
happy.
along, just like a good gnome.
Yeah.
All right, so the two gnomes
That's
walk back to the Red Eye, and meanwhile, Boo and Simon are still waiting for something to happen in the main square. It's starting to get a little deserted and a little lonely because you're starting to see very little foot traffic in the main square at the moment.
So we just start walking around, try to find whatever.
Let's just start if there's no one around, then we can just walk around. Start.
We can inspect ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, so what time is it right now?
Almost 6 o'clock.
Almost 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And when does the party start?
You haven't asked. But from what you gather, it's going to be a nighttime party. So your best guess is it's going to be late.
Gotcha.
So what? Yeah. So I guess we'll just start walking around the square, see if anything happens.
The only thing you kind of notice is that you notice some people returning from the docks carrying fish, walking into the northeastern section of town.
Yeah, okay, there's nothing here. This was a bust.
Yep. But it was fun anyway, right? We ran into Wake, whatever his name is.
Yeah, the peanut man. Oh, wait, no, Wake's the fisherman. And also the peanut man. Yeah.
The peanut man is Button, and Ephraim is the sailor, yeah.
Button. Shall we head in the direction of the tavern?
Yeah, let's head back.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right, so
We're
it's just coming up on 6 o'clock, and the four of you reunite in the tavern and catch yourselves up on what you witnessed and discovered.
Ugh.
And also the information, also the most important message about you guys should go to bed quick so I can get onto my date. Right?
Yes.
All right, I would like to volunteer to act as the waiter.
Act as what?
What?
I'd like to volunteer to work free as a waiter.
Ah.
Okay.
Wait, is that even possible? They already know us.
Well, I don't see why not. We can ask.
No harm in asking, I guess. Go.
Yeah.
Wait, Nyx, as soon as Simon and Boo mention Ephraim Wake, she gets visibly very upset. And she says, "Hold a second," and pulls up the sleeve on her right shoulder. And there's this vicious scar that slices across the top bit of her arm.
Why are
And
you showing us this?
okay, I suppose you don't want to hear the story right now, but Ephraim Wake and I go far back. And just so you know, yes, we do. And just so you know, whenever I turn into an animal, I'm never going to take off this scar. I'm never going to forget what he did. I'm never going to. Anyway, you will always see this scar on the upper right limb of any animals whose shape I take. So if you're ever confused as to whether or not an animal is me, I will wear the scar on my upper right limb.
I mean, okay.
Helpful. Well, what did he do?
It's a long story. He cooked lobster, got mad when the captain wouldn't let him cook it enough, started to start a mutiny. I countered him because my best friend was off the ship, and then my best friend and the captain came back, and we started to have a fight, but before I could even hit him with my daggers, he just took out his machete that he was cutting his meat with, and he sliced my arm so I couldn't hold a dagger for 2 months in my right hand. And then we shipwrecked that very night. Like the night we left port, we shipwrecked. And I couldn't, because of my right arm, I didn't have the strength to pull up my friend Arden onto the wreck. And I don't even know what happened to him. But if I had my arm, I could have saved him. But no, I couldn't.
Okay. Maybe we should deal with your emotional damage tomorrow
Well, quick
when we're
question.
less busy.
Hold on. You got into a fight over a lobster.
No, he was trying to start a mutiny, and if his mutiny succeeded, they would have kept my best friend off the ship. They would have kicked Arden off the ship. So I had to stop the mutiny at least from happening until the captain came back, or at least until Arden came back. But I didn't get the chance.
Why did he want to start a mutiny?
It was mostly lots of little things, but at the cataclysm, you saw how proud he was of his buttered garlic lobster.
Yes.
And the captain, because it's expensive, refused to let him cook it as often as he wanted, and he felt rather forgotten and underappreciated. So he took advantage of all the other sailors and their grudges to start a mutiny.
Why didn't he just cook something else? Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff you could be cooking instead of lobster.
But he's an awful cook. Like, that's the only thing he can cook well. And even then, it makes a quarter of the crew sick for days after. I'd be like throwing up in my bunk.
Well,
After.
Nix, I'm really sorry about what happened to your friend.
Yeah, that's very sad, although very bizarre. That's a weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sibo hits Simon and Boo on the shoulder and just gives Simon Nix a hug.
Aww.
Aw.
Nix hugs back very tightly. Thank you.
Clearly,
Thanks for
Sibo's
sharing.
emotionally intelligent here.
Look, I want to deal with her emotions tomorrow. Today's not a good day.
Okay, so are we all heading back to Red Eye?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're there at the Red Eye. And there's a very sparse crowd. Not a lot of people are there right now. But there's a couple of people drinking by themselves. Same kind of setup you saw the other night.
So, besides us, how many people are around us?
See about 6 or 7 other patrons. And you see the blonde-haired lady kind of plucking at her harp.
You guys could
Is
play.
that the same harp lady?
Yeah, the same lady you saw last night.
Sibo taps on Boo's shoulder and say, "Look,
What do you want me?
it's your favorite lady."
She's not my favorite lady. She's just a lady I happen to know.
Hey, why don't you put some tunes or collaboration together so then this time you get a gold piece.
No,
Never
but
know.
the
Hey, just
owner,
go over there. Hey, just
owner
go over
already
there.
hates me for doing just that, so I'm not doing that.
But the crowd loves it. So Sibo
The crowd
pushes.
may love it, but
Sibo
I'm
pushes
not
Boo
risking getting
towards the
kicked out.
harp lady.
Stop! No, stop! I'm taller than you. I can punt you out of this galaxy.
Punch him out of the galaxy. Fight.
The fact that Boo is so like angry already proves a point that he is invested in her.
Oh.
I'm not invested in her. I just don't want to get kicked out of our room, which I probably will be.
He saw the lady, the owner of the pub. That's all he doesn't want to do.
You can detect that Yelisa looks very distraught and upset about something, and her harp is definitely out of tune.
Man, fine. I'll talk to her.
See? I told you he's into her.
Yelisa looks up and says, "Oh, hey, fighter from last night. You're back. How are you today?"
Hey, good. What's up with the harp playing? You're worse than before.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just really distracted. My friend Rakxe said that his house is haunted,
Oh.
and I'm worried he or his family are going to get hurt. I don't know if it has anything to do with all these killings, but I don't have the time to go investigate, and I can't leave right now or else I'll lose my job. So I really don't know what to do. I feel really stuck.
Wait, how tall is she?
She's about 5'4".
Okay. How much do I look like her?
You're much taller, you have much darker skin, and your hair is a much different color than hers.
Okay, disguising as her probably wouldn't work then.
No, she's like a foot shorter than you.
Okay. I don't know how to help you, man.
I mean, if you just check on his house and check that the family's okay, and then come back and let me know what you found, I would be so thankful for you.
You know what? Sure. As long as you don't bore the crowd to death.
And I'm happy to go with him too.
If that prevents you from doing that, that'll, I'll be good. So I'll start walking towards wherever. Wait, where is it first of all?
When you get to the docks, the poor docks, it's going to be the 5th house on your left.
Okay. I'm going to head over there then.
And I'll accompany him if you'll have me, Boo.
Yeah, I mean, sure, if you want to come.
Yeah, I'm interested.
We're going to get kicked out of our own room anyway, so you might as well. Because SIBO, I don't think that stuff wore off on SIBO after all. I think, you still got it.
Hey, it's my nature state, so, the drug only made me hornier. I mean, what can I say?
Okay, you know what? I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's just head over to the house.
And listen, I'm not gonna kick you guys
we're not
out.
talking
I'm
anymore.
gonna go somewhere else. If things evolved into some things, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, let's head over to the house.
Yeah.
Oh, my head is dying.
Boo, is anybody else going with you besides Simon?
Nick, do you want to come?
Yeah, I
mean, you should probably watch. You should probably watch him, though.
Yeah, you should. Well, no, actually, let's leave him be and see what happens.
That's true. It will be funny if he comes up murdered.
Yeah,
So-
right?
That would not be funny. You're making me want to stay.
Not funny, but this is perfect because
That'd be funny to
Steve gets
me.
to have a date and he's perfect bait.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, leave him alone.
Sibo, we really like you and we will come to your rescue if anything bad happens.
Okay, so let me just check. So Harp Lady asked Boo to do what?
Check on
To
her
invest-
friend's haunted house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, investigate?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and make
check.
sure that the house is safe.
Okay.
Okay,
And,
walking towards house.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Boo and Simon going there?
Yes, and I think
Okay.
Nick, are you coming too?
Yes, I'm coming.
So 3 of you guys are gonna go to the haunted house.
Yeah.
Okay.
And-
So,
gotcha.
SIBO, you're going to relax, get some meat, hang out.
Yeah. Chill out for a
On your
sec.
date.
Who knows? I might get stood up. Who knows? We'll see.
No, you won't.
The
I
night is
doubt
still
so.
early. Lots going on.
You will not get stood up. I doubt it.
So it's
Hope
it's about 6:30 in the evening. The sun is starting to set a little bit deeper, and the 3 of you make your way first to the rich docks, where you can see the stands have all closed up for the day, and there's some rather nice wooden fishing boats, all kind of sitting parallel to one another in the water. As you keep walking north along this waterfront, you can clearly see when you're entering the more poor part of the docks, and you see some smaller boats, some kind of like shacks set up on the exterior of the city wall. And you find the 5th house on the left. It seems to have some vegetables growing outside, as well as a scarecrow, pretty large scarecrow, with a pretty hideous look on his face. Its eyes are shaped like big teardrops. Its mouth is open and jagged, and its pants are all like patchwork, clearly scraps and old clothing that didn't fit anymore. There is a candlelight on that you can see through one of the windows in the front door of this one-story wooden home. You see rows of corn and beets and carrots surrounding the scarecrow on the exterior. But it looks like there's probably somebody inside. So what do you do?
Would now be the best time to cast my remaining detect magic, or should I save that for something?
Might be a good time.
Cool. Nyx is going to cast detect magic.
Where? How close to the house are you going to get? Or to the vegetables? Where are you going to be?
Ideally, I would like to be pretty close to the scarecrow. And it's got a 30-foot radius, so that probably would maybe get the house.
Okay, so you cast your detect magic spell. You do not detect anything from the grass or the crops outside the house. And you're not sure, but you detect some kind of spirit or energy coming from the scarecrow. It's just standing there limp on the stakes, on the wooden stakes. But you think there's something in its clothes or inside the hay in its body. You're not quite sure.
So Nyx tells this to her party.
Okay.
Okay.
And can I detect anything from inside the house?
You cannot detect anything from inside the house.
I'm gonna take my long sword and just kind of like poke the scarecrow.
This is a bad idea. We should just leave it alone.
Okay, fair. Fine.
Or maybe,
I'll leave it alone.
We can go in and talk to the people, and then we can come out and, like, I don't know, shoot it from afar or something.
But I have a feeling it's going to activate if we approach too close. I mean, we can always try, but it's okay.
We can, okay, well, I mean, you know what? We can do whatever, you know. This will be interesting. Either one of us will get hurt, or one of us won't get hurt. We can, you know, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I'm cool with whatever you guys want to do.
I kind of want to figure out what's up with the scarecrow. Go to the house.
Okay.
Do we have to pass the scarecrow to get to the house?
Yeah, well, no. The scarecrow and the crops are all on the right side of the house, and there's a footpath directly to the front door of the house.
Okay.
It might be good if one of us, like, stood watch at the door, or just inside the door, or at the window once we get inside to, like, observe the scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
But we should probably go to the house, because right now it's being very innocent.
All right.
Okay. Shoot. Ow.
So, what are you doing?
Approaching the house, but Nyx is gonna, like, tail the party and be on the back and watch the scarecrow.
Okay, and so that means Boo and Simon are going to walk to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Boo and Simon, what are you going to do next?
Gonna start knocking on the door. Ask if anyone's home.
You knock on the door, and you hear from the inside, "Who are you? Get out of here!" Sounds like an elf voice.
Okay.
My name is Butterbee Nut. The B stands for nothing. I just made it up. I don't have a middle name. I'm here. Your friend. What's the harp lady's name again?
Yalisa.
Yalisa.
Yalisa. she asked me to check in on you because I'm a renowned known adventurer, actor, musician, everything else. Anything you can think of, I am renowned in. So she asked me to check up on you and see that your house is not in fact haunted or is haunted, and if you're okay, and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Shoot, wait, jazz doesn't exist in this universe, probably.
Yes, it does, and you invented it.
Yes, it does. I invented it. It's my own genre.
The voice from inside says, I think there's something on the roof or something in the garden. I don't know, but just look into it if you can.
Okay.
What has it been doing? Like, what has this haunted thing been doing?
Well, Nix, if you're standing guard, then you're far away. You're not close enough to Simon and Boo to hear all this.
Dang it.
Actually, good point. How has the haunting explicated itself?
Just a lot of scratching. A lot of scratching. A lot of scratching.
Like from your roof? Like scratching on your roof? Or like inside on your roof?
It's if you can imagine a squirrel put its ugly little claw inside your ear canal and started scritching around. That's what it sounds like. It's horrible.
Have you
horrible,
tried
I tell
having
you.
your ears checked?
Oh no, my wife can hear it too.
Oh really?
There's something on the roof or something in the garden. Just check it out.
Alright, we will.
Okay.
Godspeed.
So,
Praise to the Raven Queen. Good luck on you.
Praise to, whatever.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's set the scarecrow on fire.
Sorry, what's your idea?
Let's set the scarecrow on fire.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Okay, firebolt.
Okay.
At the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
That's Boo. That's Boo, right? Not,
Yeah.
Okay. Can you roll a d20?
Oh, 1 second. Give me a minute. I went upstairs to get some Advil so my headache wouldn't hurt, and I was hoping that I would roll anything before I got back down.
Actually, quickly, but before we light the scarecrow on fire, hold on. I go back, I knock on the door, and I'd like to ask, did you guys enchant the scarecrow outside with anything?
No, of course not!
Okay, thank you. Alright, let's set the thing on fire.
I think they would be less superstitious if they'd actually know how magic works.
Hey! I mean,
Kind of dumb.
because, well, the thing is, if they
Like,
didn't, it might be expensive and effective, and I'd hate to burn it if it was both.
Yeah, but like everyone's like, bro, I can't tell. Like our houses are haunted, and I can't tell where what's enchanted or what has magic on it. And it's like, well, stop making shit up. Just learn magic. I'm a fighter. I shouldn't know this.
That is a good point.
They're farmers. They might not have the time to learn magic. They're farmers and fishers.
Well, they need to get someone who actually knows magic before they just start blaming it on the vampires in the water or whatever. On the magical, goblin that has no eyes that clearly is just transforming or whatever.
Right.
Not everybody has the luxury to learn about this magic in this town.
I'm gonna roll for the firebolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's +2. That's a 19.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
D8. My head. No, that's a D10. 5 damage.
All right, so if everybody could roll for initiative, please.
There's this magic thing.
Okay. I got a 14 in initiative.
Okay.
We lit it on fire.
6.
Okay. Simon, can't hear you. Sorry.
She texted 8.
8. Thank you. All right, so this scarecrow form turns to life, and it starts moving, and it stares directly at Nyx, trying to scare Nyx. Nyx, I need you to make a saving throw against wisdom.
Is this against magic or just against fear?
It's magic as well.
Yes. Get advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage or something, right?
But it's not particularly helpful. On wisdom, that's 13.
Okay, so you managed to avoid the stare of the scarecrow. It is going to move its way forward through the grass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's the end of its turn. Boo, you're up next.
Okay, I'm gonna. I shall walk up to it, like in the space in front of it.
Yep.
Actually, wait, no. Move me one down. Okay, yeah, I don't want any of y'all to hit me.
Okay.
Anyway.
Is it on fire?
Yeah, it's singeing from the firebolt from earlier, so it's
Hello?
smoking. It's smoking and it's smoldering a little bit, but it's not
Okay.
like burning in flames. It's just smoldering.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the Faruba of Flames
Mm-hmm.
and yell out Pawaka
Okay, go ahead and roll d20.
and attack it.
Are you using your inspiration?
Yes. So that's add 2, right?
Yep.
19.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Ooh.
7 plus that 6 would be 13 damage.
Wow. You actually do 16 points of damage because it's especially vulnerable to fire.
Sick.
And the hay is like falling off and all in flames. So the entire side, stomach area and chest area of the scarecrow is now in flames. And it's burning. So well done.
Do you think we can now like run away and let it burn to build or something?
Well, Simon, it's
Sorry.
your turn, so you can do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Quick question: if we don't do anything and it just, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So time is on fire. Will it continue to take damage?
It might.
Okay. Actually, never mind. I'd like to cast a spell magic missile at the scarecrow.
Magic missile, so...
You guys have to do a save, I think.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Alright. It is 3d6s, so... Okay, so I have a 1, a 3, and a 5.
Okay.
So that's 9, I think.
So every missile strikes the scarecrow like in its chest, in places where it's already been burning, and it lets out this horrific cackle, like ah.
That's
Nyx,
bad.
it's on you.
Nyx is going to cast her create bonfire cantrip at the scarecrow and set wherever it is currently standing on fire.
Okay.
Yes.
How does that work again? Do I make a saving throw, or how does that work?
Yes. Dexterity saving throw or 1d8 fire damage.
Dexterity. Sorry, I'm just trying to understand. So the enemy needs to make a dexterity check against your spell.
Yes. Oh,
what's
I think it's a dex of 12 is the.
Okay. So I rolled 12, which means it made the save. So does it take half damage, or it just misses completely?
I think it just misses completely.
Okay, I'm sorry then, Nix. Your spell goes up in flames, but no flames touch the ground.
Oh, come on.
And it's now round 2, and the Scarecrow's super mad at Boo for using flame on it. It's going to first stare at Boo. Boo, could you first make a wisdom save?
On it. No. Oof, that's a 7.
So Boo, you are now frightened.
Yep.
And you cannot move in the next round. You're too scared to move in the next round. So basically, you're paralyzed.
Wasn't planning on the moving.
And it attacks you, Boo.
Okay.
Using its left claw, and then again using its right claw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! And it misses with both attacks. So it's like waving hay at you without actually touching you. Oh my god! I rolled so bad.
Wooded fool, idiot.
Simon, it's on you.
Can't even do damage.
Okay, issues. Okay. I think I'm out of stealth.
Well, you're gonna have to do something else then.
Yes. Can I roll
Ooh.
dagger at?
Yes, you can. You can use your dexterity modifier on your attack roll.
That is going to fail.
Wait. My
You could use your
bonfire?
inspiration.
I already
I think-
used it.
Yeah. sure
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
My bonfire continues burning during my concentration or up to 1 minute, which means that any creature who ends its turn there must also make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So if it has.
Okay.
You know what? There's much I can do, so I'm just going to.
Oh shoot! No!
Wait, no, I have a sling. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. Go ahead and make an attack roll with your sling.
Alright.
Use your dexterity modifier if you have one.
Okay. Waiting for a computer to load. Okay, I got 15.
That hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
That's 2 damage.
Alright, so you strike
2 damage.
the Scarecrow in its body. It marks it. You can see it's wounded. And he's starting to fade a little bit from this battle. Nyx, it's on you.
I'm going to renew my create bonfire cantrip and cast it again.
Okay.
And yes.
Yep, sorry. 12 again.
Well.
So
Okay.
another fire shoots forth from your hands and lands and fizzles out at the Scarecrow's feet. And that's the end of round 2. It's now the start of round 3, and the Scarecrow is going to stare at you, Nyx. So I need you to make a wisdom save.
Okay. That is 13 again.
Oh, okay, so you managed to avoid the stare of the Scarecrow. It now attacks Boo with its left arm and its right arm, striking at Boo's chest. Oh my goodness. You are kidding me. I rolled a 2 and a 4. So, once again, the Scarecrow cannot connect with any attack on the warrior standing by its feet. This is horrible.
I think it has to roll a dex throw because it's the end of its turn and it hasn't moved, and my fire is there for a minute.
Hey. 18, so that's a save. Boo is paralyzed this round, which means it's Simon's turn next.
Okay, I am.
Alright, so Simon is going to try to slingshot the scarecrow. And managed to just launch the rock in completely opposite direction. And Simon is very disappointed in himself that he has not prepared the spells that he wanted to for this fight. We're gonna move next to Nyx.
Okay, Nyx is going to dash up to the scarecrow and hack at it with her short sword and then her dagger.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay,
Hello?
so
Am I here now?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry, my
Wow.
phone just died. Has my passed?
Not yet.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay, cool.
And he didn't even hit you again.
Okay, cool again.
He has
So-
2 attacks. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nyx.
wow. My short sword has an 8 to hit.
Okay.
Does it make it?
It does not hit. It does not hit.
And then my dagger has a 21 to hit.
So your dagger manages to strike into the legs of this big scarecrow. Go ahead and roll damage.
4.
Okay, it lets out another howl of pain, like "Arrgh!" It's now the start of the next round. Once again, it's going to stare at Boo. So Boo, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Yep. That is a 10.
And Boo, you are once again frightened and paralyzed for the next round. It then strikes at Nyx with 2 of its attacks. Your armor class is 15, Nyx?
No, because I put my shield away so I could be double-handed. It's 12.
So it's 12. Okay, so the first strike hits.
Imagine
second
needing
one.
a shield to have 15 AC.
Only the first strike hits. So let me see here. So it's going to strike you with its arm for slashing damage. Let's see. 6 is for 7 points of slashing damage. And it lets out like a gleeful, ghoulish laugh. Like, let's see. Simon, it's your turn to act.
Okay, can people hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
yeah, I can hear you.
Troubleshooting worked.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have very many options here. I will slingshot him again.
Okay, let's do it.
Anything helps, right?
Anything helps.
Okay. I got a 17.
That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Alright. And I got 4.
All right, so you managed to strike with your slingshot such a blow that it is starting. The hay in its arms and legs are starting to crumble and smolder from the earlier damage. So you notice it's getting very weak at this point. So well done. It's now Nyx's turn, I believe.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do short sword first, then dagger.
Okay, let's do it.
So that is 11 to hit with the short sword.
Hmm?
Yes? No?
The 11 hits.
And it does... Ooh, yay. 7 damage.
Oh. With the strike of your short sword, you manage to slice the scarecrow's leg right off its body, and it falls to the ground, emitting a horrible scream. And it seems to be lifeless at this moment, and is now whatever spirit inhabited it is now gone.
Okay.
If you could each take 70 experience points from that fight.
Nice. We have busted all the ghosts.
Boo, you have now come to. You're no longer paralyzed.
Cool.
Just want to pause here for a second.
I'm still waiting for my call. I'm still waiting for my date, I think. No? Yes?
You
No?
are still waiting for your date. It's still a little bit early, but let's say that this is going to be where we'll pause for this session, and we'll figure out when we can meet again, and we'll pick up at Rakxe's house to see the conclusion of the scarecrow being murdered, and then we'll go back to the inn at some point to see what happens with the party and whatever other shenanigans you set into place.
Yeah.